Number 1 Iron Age Booty Daddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Iron Age Nights. What's going on, everybody? Oh my goodness, Lord.
Hello.
Wow. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. There is no fooling you. There are that many people on an Iron Age Nights. No, this is not another cigar stream. This is a stream that I have been very, very excited about for quite a while. And for those of you who might be new to A Drink with Crazy, because I do see some new names in the chat, Iron Age Nights is where we do... Give me a minute. Wow. Wow, I haven't been nervous for a show in a long time. Wow, yeah, only the strongest for you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, right, Iron Age Nights is the show that we do every single Friday where we decide to bring on some fantastic creators for you. Sometimes we bring on people that are doing more than just creating. We bring on people who are actually working and making different moves in the industry, whether that be in the industry of novels, marketing, or even distribution in some cases. And I think tonight we kind of have a mix of all of that with our guests. Next week we will have a movie. I think next week is a movie producer and a musician. The week after that is a little different. And so we do like to promote so many different people out there. But the biggest thing of all of this is, one, to bring to you fantastic new creators, and two, hopefully you guys take something from this interview that you guys can use in your creations. And as always, before we get into the nitty-gritty, it is time to say hello to everybody who has made Drink with Crazy and Iron Age Nights the show that it is today. We're going to say hello to the chat. Starting over on the Rumble side, we've got Sword Rush over on Rumble. We've got Garham. How are you doing, man? Chatsu is up there. What's going on, everybody? It is fantastic to see the Rumble. The Rumble crowd, they build up eventually, and then they get really rowdy. I've noticed that. Rumble, they take a while. They show up late. You know, they show up late, and then they get really rowdy. I don't know. They're bad party guests. I don't know. You guys have been
when we want to and drink all the beer.
You guys have been to parties like that. Like, you show up early, you're proper, and then like 20 minutes later, some a-holes show up, and you're like, wow, I don't really want to be here anymore. That's my Rumble. All right, over here, we've got, now, you guys are about to hear something brand new. We've got Caffeinated Wolf down on YouTube, double dipping. He's on the show, and he's double dipping. A double dip. Yeah. A double dip is where you're in the chat and on the show, or you're in both the Rumble and the YouTube. And then the triple dip is usually when people are in the Rumble and the YouTube and on the show.
I could triple dip if you like.
Crimson 100K. What's going on? How are you doing? Mostiverse. Oh my good lord. New names. Chill Kid also. AS Bruner. What's going on? Frederick Greenmont. How are you doing? Carol Brett Caro. Double dipping. Do I say that correctly? Is it Caro? Do I say it correctly? No.
Yes.
Okay. Trippy Soul, what's going on, man? Swift Sword Rush double dipping. As always, we've got Timo Burnhand. Timo Burnhand comes in with a $2 super chat off the bat. He said, this goes in. Oh, God. That's right. This started. Damn it, John A. I blame John A. Douglas for this. He goes for the $2 super chat says, this goes in the Royce Piss Bucket Fund. You son of a bitch.
Well played, Timo.
Oh, yep. No, that's my chat. Christopher D. Brand, what's going on? The Lord Otter, how are you doing? Horizon Talker, what's going on? Maji Chan, hello. TS BOL, what's going on? 10 Cage, how are you doing? Man, Billy Bobsack is down there. Billy Bobsack, of course he shows up for this stream. He won't show up for any of my other ones. Let's see how he is. Liu, what's going on, man? D. Gray, I see you down there. Resonant One, how are you doing? Evely Music. It is fantastic. Wow, a lot of names. Animation Overload. I think I said hello to Evan. Drunk 3PO. What's going on, man? Oh, Drunk, I'm sorry. I should have said hello to Anthony Rondinelli before you. Drunk 3PO comes in with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. He says, hail Rippaverse. Man, that's so cool that Jay pops in once in a while. God, what an honor. Some of the people who inspired me to do this channel watch my show, and that's cool. That hits you right in the man feels. I don't know. I don't think those are a thing. I think that's a Twitter thing they came up with, but I don't know. It's probably Ego. Nomix, what's going? Did I say that right? Nomix, what's going? JVP Music. Whoa, it jumped on me. JVP Music drops a $20 super chat. And he says, I'm getting in early. I wanted to remind everyone that isom number 1 spawned the Iron Age video by Razorfist. A year later, there are countless news stories in existence today because of what the Rippaverse team has done, and he is not wrong. He is absolutely right, and I am sitting down with the team that helped bring that to fruition. TSBOL comes in with a Canadian $5. See, when he says sorry and I tell him to stop being Canadian, he actually can't stop being Canadian. I'm sorry, TSBOL. Hail the Iron Age and hail Rippaverse. Thanks for joining us. No, dude, I'm so excited for it tonight. Iron Age Media, double tipping. Megatonic Audio, how are you doing? Oh my goodness, Lord, and everybody. Igor, what's going on, man? Igor down in the chat. Kaylee Mathis, I checked out your album. Your album sounds fantastic. I love it. I absolutely love your album. Ram comes in with a member chat, says the panel needs more diversity. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't help with that.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is probably the most diversity we've ever had on the panel. I'm just gonna be real with you. Oh, Maji Chan for $10. Thank you so much for taking the time to come hang with us. I hope the Wig of Destiny doesn't overwhelm your first time here. Yeah, you guys are gonna get lore dumped. Wrangler comes in and drops a super chat for $4.20. And just leaves. That's all he does. He drops $4.20 and bounces. Are you guys familiar with Mike S. Miller? Are you okay? The $4.20 joke, yeah, that's Mike S. Miller's fault. You can blame him for that. Danny Diego comes in. Danny Diego comes in, drops $50, and just nothing to say. He don't care. He drops $50. Holy crap!
Big
thank you so. I thank you. It's so hard not to try to like play up the Rippa, like the Eric July-isms when people do that, because he does it great. But Danny Diego, thank you so much. A lot of new names in the chat. I'm absolutely happy to see everybody down there. I got Trippy and Convoy down there tonight, so people start getting a little too testy. Trippy and Convoy are gonna go to work. So guys, and you guys know where I'm at. And then my lovely wife comes in and spends my own money for $2 and says, "Don't scare these nice people away, okay?"
I
Betty?
can't guarantee that.
Bebby, and I mean this with all due respect, is there not a sandwich or something that needs to be made? Or
Ouch.
Playing with fire.
I like
here's the funny part.
Yeah.
Here's the funny part. Just to prove that she's like better than me, she would come down here with a sandwich and then come up with some snarky. Give me the sandwich.
This is a bunch of reverse psychology. Bryce,
dude,
I told you to start eating dinner before you started the streams.
All right, that is, and all right, there are too many names. I am so sorry if I wasn't able to say hello to everybody in the chat, but man, we are 10 minutes in, and usually at this point we're saying hello to the guests, and I am so far behind, but thank you, everybody. I'll bring a sandwich to the pretty lady. Caro, you have a fan.
Walks in, drops a sandwich, leaves. Not a word.
That's it. It's happened.
I'm very food focused. It works really well.
Right.
I'm prior military. If you make a potluck, we'll show up and then you can do the surprise briefing on us. Works every time.
My goal is to do a instead of doing like a meetup like a lot of the guys are doing, I want to do a barbecue. I built a 120 gallon Texas style offset smoker. And my goal is to get my community together with a barbecue and everybody cooks and we hang out for the weekend. And I want to, instead of going out and meeting up in some city, we go out in like a campground and we meet. Yeah, that's what I want to do with my community because my brain doesn't function like normal people. And that being said, let's go over to a man whose brain functions much better than mine. In fact, so much better than mine. He is able to gather so many fantastic stories all in one place, and that is in Anvil Magazine. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present, as we call him here, the king of the Iron Age, Richard from ironage.media. Richard, how's your week been, man?
It's been great. Just trying to get issue number 2 ready for print, which has been, it's just always a bit of a process whenever you start getting down to the nitty gritty, and you're like, I'm actually going to, I can't take this back. I got to get it right here. So the final pass is happening with assistance from Jacob Calta, obviously, and it's coming along. You guys are going to be absolutely pumped for the second issue. It's full of great stuff, and the comics are looking great. The final piece of art came in, so we're ready to rumble.
That's awesome, man. Dude, I am so pumped that you are getting the second one out and you've already got the third one in the works. Oh, it's going to be great. Oh man, that makes me very excited. And usually I go on some long tangent at this point and try to introduce my next co-host, but for this evening, I will just say the editor for Anvil, the Iron Age magazine, as well as the guy who will drag kicking and screaming that story out of your head, no matter how much you don't want him to, and put it on the page.
Doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it does. Mr. Daniel P. Riley, how's your week been, man? How are you doing? What do you got going on?
Good. After a long vacation at the shore over last weekend, I was getting caught up on things, but yeah, we're doing great. The Jisadai comic adaptation, I am just about ready for the final 3 pages of the 24-page book. Yeah, so maybe a month or 2 and I'll have that ready to come out. That's amazing.
Awesome. Dude, I'm looking forward. The artwork looks stellar too. Your artist is killer, man. Very excited for that book.
Yeah. Kevin is amazing. And I think I'm actually going to put one of Kenny David's special pieces at the end of issue number 1 for, backers when I do a campaign launch.
That's cool. Are you launching Unfund My Comic?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, attaboy. Attaboy. Awesome. Well, I have to do this a little differently this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, usually at this point, I do have one more super chat that I will read because for those of you who are new to the show, once I pass it over to the guests, I generally reserve reading super chats until the end of the show, just because I don't like to break up the flow of the conversation. That being said, if I do see a super chat come in that's relevant to what we're talking about, I will read that one. But for the most part, my super chats are usually just my chat calling me gay, so I do save those I save those to the end, like, you know, when most of the people leave. But I will read this. Slender 7 last for $5 comes in. He says, that's quite an attractive set of people there. I know half of them. Bless y'all and hail. Well, thank you so much, sir. Thank you. And without any further ado, I'm going to have to introduce... Well, so here's what I'm going to do. As a gracious host, I'm going to introduce one of our guests, and then I'm going to tell that guest to introduce the rest of the guests because I feel that them working together...
Hoisting of responsibility.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. Shh, it's fine. I don't know why you got to be like that, but with all due respect, with all due respect and all due responsibility, I do pass it... You know, I do believe in ladies first. So, Mrs. Carol Brown, how are you doing? How was your week?
My week was very busy. Thank you for asking. So for those of you who don't know, I'm the executive assistant over at Rippaverse. I'm also the professional cat herder, which means that I try to keep everything going in a certain straightish line.
You're not
at work.
Yeah, you're not allowed to talk to my wife. My wife also herds cats.
Oh.
But they're actual
We're gonna
cats.
trade recipes. I don't know if you're paying attention to chat. We're already best friends.
Damn it.
Yes.
But my week was actually really good. I don't know if you guys are aware, but we sent out the last of the pre-orders out today. So that was a big victory for us. And the team worked super hard to do that. And I showed up and I helped to fulfill orders and fold boxes and have meetings and try and hire more people. So I'm very tired right now.
Oh my god! And you're here. That's
Is
awesome.
your warehouse air conditioned? That's a real question.
That's
yes,
awesome.
it is. Actually,
and if so, how air conditioned is it? Because there's different degrees of
it's so air conditioned. I'm wearing a tank top.
It's pleasantly.
Oh well, that's wonderful. I'm glad to hear that because otherwise, you guys one of you might just keel over in the middle of the stream. I don't know how it was up there, but it's like 109 down in Houston. So.
It's 103 in my area, yeah. But with the power given to me, I now choose you, Brian. There you go.
And that's the 103 is the low. But that's the nighttime temperature here.
Oh my goodness.
Is jokes, but I was there at the I was there today too. We got to actually Christian, like one of our warehouse dudes. He's killing it. He came up to me in my office. He's like, "Hey, I'm about to box the last package. You want to film it?" And I was like, "Yes, let's do it." So, we posted something at 5 p.m. with our operations manager, like announcing the end of the fulfillment. And in that video, it's like a little quick cut of that last box being like put together. So it's it's poetic justice, right?
Right.
That's awesome. So Brian, I guess in the fashion that Caro did. Well, I got to ask my question. How was your week, man, outside of all of that, outside of all the hustle and bustle? How was your week? And kind of tell us what you do for the Rippaverse.
Gotcha. Yeah, apologize for bumping in on adding on to that.
So when you apologize on my channel for something that you need not apologize for, I will call you Canadian. That's your warning. And I can say that because I'm like mostly Canadian.
He has to say it like sorry.
Sorry, eh? Sorry, eh? So just it's fine. It's fine. There will be a lot of Canadianisms. It's fine.
Week was pretty good. Just doing the whole 9 to 5 warehouse thing, and actually looking at my calendar, I remember I had something to do like every afternoon. And yesterday I was actually in Austin for just an hour and a half. Like I went straight from work to Austin to go see this hardcore band play. And I filmed their set. They're good friends of mine. The vocalist is it's a female and she like dresses like a Barbie. So it's like a cool dynamic. Was there for an hour, came straight back.
What's the name of the band?
They're called Slow Pulse, Texas.
Okay. That might be something that my wife might be into. If she gets down, does she growl or is she more of a scream? No, she's a growl. Okay, that might be something my wife would be interested in. So.
Oh, bet yeah, Slow Pulse. They're tight.
Awesome.
And yeah, just pretty average week, I guess. And then the exciting bit of today, the campaign ending and on prepping for what's next.
That's got to be a big relief. That's got to be a big relief. And now it's just all the other orders that you got after the campaign.
Post-campaign orders, yes. It's like campaign over. What's next? More. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, well, that doesn't feel a whole lot different now, does it? All right. Well, Brian, I will let you pass it off to whoever you want to, man.
All right, we'll go ahead and is this Andrew?
Why you be pointing at Carol? Wrong direction. There we go.
I have not transitioned to look like a hero.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
I have it mirrored on mine.
It's 2023. Don't tell the internet what you have or have not done. They will tell you. That's what I've learned.
I love Andrew no matter what.
There you go.
And who he is.
I appreciate you. Thank you. I love you too.
There
we
go.
Thanks
now,
for that, Brian.
I was like, what directions? Yes, Andrew.
You're good. It's been a hell of a week, man. Obviously, like everybody else has mentioned so far, we wrapped up fulfillment, which is huge. We wrapped it up faster this time than we did in the first campaign, which is a big deal. We brought on new people. Caro was instrumental in that. Caro undersold how much she does around here because anything short of everything would be underselling what she does around here. That's fine. Hide. Go ahead. I know where you work. I know how to get a hold of you.
It's way too early to be that low in the screen.
Right, we haven't started drinking yet.
Nobody drinks like I do on the show, I assume.
You'll notice we measure how drunk he is by hands that you can put above his head on the chair. That's you'll
is
see.
That hands like this, or is that hands like
no hands. Like it's hands like this. Yeah. By about the second, there was one night he was almost vertical with the chair.
Well, damn.
Yeah. I always said eventually it would just be my hand going like this on the screen.
I think that would definitely speak to being plastered.
Well, it's a drink with crazies, so.
Hey, I've got my bougie ass drink right here. As bougie as like a red blend can be. But I'm the creative and social media manager for Rippaverse, and I get to have my hands in a lot of things. I get to be surrounded by people that are infinitely more talented than me, which is the coolest part. I get to work with, talented video editors like Brian every day. I get to work with, Mr. Weathers, who I've yet to find something that I can throw at him that he can't do, which is whatever. That's fine. Just be good at everything. Whatever. Screw you too. It's pretty cool though.
I actually feel the same way. Like I'm surrounded by talent and I'm like, oh, I'm that guy.
Yeah, I like to be surrounded by people that are smarter than me and better than me when it comes to like talents. And I managed to do that over at the Rippaverse because that would be just about everybody. But yeah, man, it's been a hell of a week.
Good, man.
We're making a lot of moves. I'm stoked for Alpha Core. Y'all aren't ready for Alpha Core. All right. Like, so you think you're ready because Chuck Dixon. You're not ready for Alpha Core.
I'm going to commit a heresy, and I have said this on my channel before. And somebody sent me it was a super chatter. It was a super chatter regular chat on my Sunday coffee one time because I was talking about this. They're like, dude, you're gonna get Alpha Core and Yaira, and I'm like, honestly, I'm not thinking about it because they just haven't struck a chord with me. And somebody sent in a chat, and they go, but dude, as a guy who covers this stuff, he's like, you should get them and give that to your audience because we'd be interested in hearing your thoughts. And I was like, oh, screw you.
Pressure's on, bucko.
And I'm not saying that they wouldn't be good. I'm waiting for Norfrica. I'm waiting. I saw Norfrica. I know we'll get there, but I was going to save my money for that. And now I'm going to have, dude, here's the thing. When I look at my wife, I'm like, hey, baby, can I get this? Do you guys have any idea the crap I have to do? I've had to build chicken coops. I have to build dog kennels. I have to till garden. Man knows what I'm talking about.
You do what you gotta. Chuck Dixon's writing Alpha Core and the Saska sisters are writing Yaira. I don't care what you gotta build.
Dude, I'm gonna have to build a garden shed from scratch.
And?
Yeah, you're right.
And he'll enjoy it, hopefully.
You're a man. That's what you're built for.
I know, but I don't wanna. My wife is staring at me right now.
As a good wife should.
I do all of that for you without expecting anything.
Uh-oh.
Get it.
What you did, you summoned her.
I might be in trouble. I might have said something mildly true or mildly not true. I don't know.
Oh, you're gonna make the chicken coop? Is that what you're gonna do?
No, I had to build an addition onto it.
Oh.
I had to build an addition onto it. Yeah,
just got 10 feet higher.
Yeah. Well, thankfully it was a freestanding building. I actually do have to build another addition onto it, so that way we can give them more room. So that's gonna be fun.
What just happened there was the garden shed was just confirmed.
Yeah, actually, that actually is just what happened. That's not even a lie. I have to build a shed on the side of my house, so it's cheaper to build it yourself. So. All right, Andrew, who do you want to hand it off to?
I'm gonna toss it off over to my man's sheep. Yeah, you,
sir.
There we go. Now you can
There he
hear me.
is.
Hi.
What's up?
Hello. Howdy. Actually, it's getting darker on my side of the world, so I'll go ahead and turn that light on.
What is your side of the world?
It's Montana. It's not that far.
Oh, okay. I'm in Iowa, so I'm kind of closer to you.
Pennsylvania.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey.
So I am the community manager. I'm the guy that manages the community. But I'm the guy that pretty much runs the Gilded. I oversee ericdjuly.com, and I'm also the kind of go-between guy whenever people have questions or something like that. They just like lob them my way, and I either answer them or I go, "Hey guys, do you happen to know the answer to this question?" So I'm kind of like the community cheat sheet in a way. It's fun. I love this gig. It's the best gig I've had in my 33 years of life. So
there you go.
I can't be too upset about it. But it's been a week, that's for sure. I've been helping my girlfriend and her mother build her mother's office up. So a desk from scratch, an office from like a closet from scratch and whatnot.
So you said some things you shouldn't have too.
I don't know how to not.
Dude, as soon as I was like, man, I got to build all this, his eyes lit up and I was like, oh, bro, I didn't.
Look, as soon as they figured out that I know how to pick up a wheelbarrow, they were like, all right, it's time to put this guy to the real test. It's like, oh, okay, sure.
I love that thing. It's like, hey, I love that thing where they're like, and here's the biggest thing they can do too. Do you know how to do this? If you answer no, the answer, well, I'll just get somebody who knows how. No. Like, you know what I'm saying, right?
Right. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
I've been that phrase has been lobbed at me as a joke from her. I'm good.
Here's the bad part: you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and by 8 o'clock, you're halfway through it.
I've gotten to the point where where's my other work uniform?
My
other work uniform. These alone.
Yep.
I'm like, all right, I got a laundry list of work that I need to get done. I'll go mow the lawn, go pull some weeds, go scoop some dog poop because there's 6 dogs here. I
got 4.
Yeah, no, so you know, and then we also have a garden in the back, so I'm working with that as well. And it's fun.
Is that do you need help? I don't know what that code is.
Yeah.
Do you need?
Yes, that's
is that.
I'm panicking.
Hopefully she's not watching. Hopefully.
Yeah, she's watching. She knows I joke a lot.
You call them jokes too.
I think as men, we just tend to all call them jokes.
Yeah. No. Maybe it was a joke. I wasn't being serious. I wasn't being serious. No.
And that's
okay.
how the garden shed incident occurs.
That's how it occurred. Yep. That's how that occurs. Well,
the lady messed up when she told me that they have a power washer. Everything is about that. I'm about to clean the entire city.
Yeah. Hopefully you got a good one, dude. I got a cheap one.
Fun, man.
We have a Sunjo, is what it is. It's pretty good.
There you go. Gas powered or electric? Oh, damn it! I shouldn't get into this conversation. Dude, my blue collar brain is just like, no, I can talk with you about power washers for a couple hours.
Listen, I'll talk all kinds of like I'm like, yeah, let's talk about how to build pallets. Let's talk about how to build sheds. Let's talk about how to how garden. I just bought some new garden stuff like not too long ago. Got like a trowel and like. All right, I'm not gonna hijack your show.
Dude, I welded my own barbecue pit together.
Nice.
Based.
Cleaning out the garage right now.
There you
we're gonna
go.
get a forge put in there.
Dude.
Nice.
That's awesome. Well, before I tangent down that rabbit hole, because I want to tangent down. I'm told by these guys I'm not allowed to tangent very often anymore. It
On
tends
an
to
8-person stream, you need to reel it in.
All right, fine, Mom. But I think we got one more person which, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but we've got one more person, Eric Weathers, good sir. He is the man. Yes. Well, kind of. Maybe. We've talked about Eric before. Kind of. In fact, we talked about Battle Brick Road.
Oh.
On my last week's Wednesday show, and he was actually voted into the top 4 of the projects that we wanted to see more of. And we ended up kind of gushing over the project a little bit. And this is not an insult at all. There were a lot of really good projects last week. It is the first show that we, as myself and my supporters, because it's also a supporter live stream, all of us, for the first time ever, could not pick between the projects. And at the end of the show, I basically told everybody out there, I'm like, guys, we are entering the time period where indie and smaller projects, they're getting good, and it's time to step it up. Like, so just so everybody's there, like if you're starting out, understand there's a lot of people starting out and there's a lot of good stuff coming out, and Eric Weathers is one of those guys that's getting some good stuff out there, man. So how are you doing? How was your week?
Thank you very much. The week is I got nothing going on. It's been chill, really relaxing. No deadlines to worry about. Nothing's been smooth sailing. That's believable, right?
I was gonna say, like, I know when I'm being lied to.
I'm in the editorial chat with you.
Yeah. My hair's not on fire, I don't think, anymore. So I think I tamped that down.
I've actually been there before. So is my cousin.
Yeah. No, it's been good. We've been prepping the next book, and I always want to say we're almost there, we're almost done, it's almost ready, but there's always something else coming up. There's always another edit, another thing we catch, but we're ironing out those. We're sharpening that iron. How much you put it that way?
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
There you go.
That is fantastic. So, Eric, what is it that you do over at the Rippaverse, just so we can
a little bit of everything. I'm the letterer on all of the books.
That's awesome. So that's you.
That's me.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
awesome.
put all those word balloons and sound effects and all of that together. I also do some illustrations. The isom bookmark, for instance, was my artwork and design work. And speaking of that, I do design work as well.
I wish I would have gotten a bookmark
for the website. Different things. I did all of the.
That's so cool.
What do you call them? The
slides?
The stuff you click on to buy them. All the
the buttons.
The sliders?
Yeah, the one by one
yeah,
buttons.
all the buttons and stuff.
Those buttons.
Those letters and bubbles are his.
Those are mine.
He's the letter guy. All right, he
That's
is
me.
the one who letters.
Word.
Yeah. So
the scribe, as it were, of the
perhaps
Rippaverse.
a man of letters.
Right. There you go. Attaboy. Oh. Sorry, I cut you off there. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's it. I mean, art, design, lettering. I don't know. What else do I do? Boost the morale just by being here.
Make a pretty mean poster.
He can color. He can draw. He can.
You laugh at my bad jokes. It means a lot
Yep.
to me. Thank you.
He does laugh at my my dad jokes as well, which makes me happy. It's very validating. I appreciate you. I'm sorry I put you on the spot. And every now and then he thinks that I have a good idea, which tells me that it's a legitimately good idea. So
at least he's honest, man. So, all right.
Resume worthy for sure.
Well, at this point, I'm going to do something that I usually don't do for the most part, but because there are so many people here, I have had questions, and as I was afraid was going to happen all week, I've forgotten most of them. Because
that's why we write things down and put them in calendar apps like Notion, right, Carol?
Here's the thing. I'm usually the guy that tells these guys to do that.
Did you say Notion? I love Notion. Do you want to talk about Notion? We can talk about Notion for as long as you want.
I just resulted in the hijacking of the stream.
No, the earliest we've ever gone off, like completely off the rails, was 15 minutes. Yeah. And that was by Herman P. Hunter, affectionately known here as The Hedge.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that was most of the time we can make it about an hour and a half before we go off the rails. But one of the things that
on this show we don't do consistency.
No, jeez, no, not at all. I try not.
As long as your drink has the right consistency, that's all that matters.
Depends on the drink.
We prioritize that.
I'll drink to that.
So, but one of the things, man, I've got so many questions, and like I said, let me tell you why I wanted to do this. For those of you who are new here, because I said this backstage. For those who are backstage, they heard me say this. The gimme for any channel is to usually reach out and say, "Hey, can we get Eric July on?" That is the give me, right? A lot of people want it because he is the face of the company. My brain is so messed up that I think in my head, I'm like, well, Eric always talks about all these people that are behind the scenes with him and all this fantastic crew that's with him. Well, I have a lot of writers and comic book artists and comic creators and tabletop creators and guys that are making movies in my chat. And I'm like, I know that those guys would love to have a fantastic team behind them one of these days. And so I made the next step. I'm like, well, those guys are going to face problems one of these days. Why don't I see if I can get the fantastic team behind Eric July to come in and talk about some of the pandemonium they've had to deal with in the last year and how they respond to that, to give some of that information to you guys. So maybe when you get in that situation, you can think back to this live stream and come back and watch it again because that helps me out. But think back to this live stream so you guys can actually use that information and to create your things and make them even better.
So what you do is basically like you come up with the solution for a question that hasn't been asked that nobody was thinking of at that moment.
What I'm kind of trying to do with this is that when people get into that frantic, panicked mode, like, oh my God, what's happening here? They can think back and they can go, wait, I heard people talk about this before. This is how they handled it, and at least give them a starting point. That might not be their answer, depending on how their business model is, but it could be at least a starting point, at least an avenue to go for, instead of, guys, I don't know what to do, and then they make all kinds of phone calls and they don't know what to do. And there are two questions, and I don't know which one I want to go for. I remember... and I guess I will let you guys pick which one. But I remember a video that Eric July did. I think I just saw it on Facebook, actually, ironically enough. I never watch anything on Facebook. But it was a video where Eric July was like, man, Meta PCs came in clutch. We needed computers because we were booming so quickly. Like, we had to get computers in this place so that way we could do our jobs because what we were working on wasn't working. So there's that question that I can ask about the computers, what you guys were dealing with at that point with technology that just wasn't up to par. And the other question that I have is, who gets the first phone call when the website goes down? And here's the thing. My wife is so amazing that we got our order in for isom 2 before all of that happened. And I know that Eric stress tests the website. I know that he's paid the money to do that. All right, Caro, I guess you got pointed to. So you can answer the computer question, talking about working on hardware that wasn't quite up to par, or you can answer, when the website crashes, what are you guys dealing with? What are your steps at that point that you're doing? And as a team, you guys, what are the control things that you guys can do? Because obviously there's something out of your control, and it's called a fucking website being down. What are the control points that you guys have, and what are the problems you guys had to work through?
I mean, one of the things that happened when the website went down last time was that it was just pinged a lot, and that's because the fans were like, "Hey, we're here to give you money," and we're like, "Okay, cool," but then the website was like, "Maybe not." Right?
So you wanted the money, the website didn't.
Traffic.
Yeah, so we had a lot of traffic, which really says a lot about the fan base, and some folks were not wanting to. Some folks were kind and thought, like, if I do it the next day, then I won't have the traffic, and then that ended up not working out quite well. But what ended up going on is kind of you have to problem solve it one step at a time. It's like, okay, well, what kind of error are we encountering? Where is the error coming from? Let's look at the code. Let's see if we can diagnose it at that point. And a lot of it gets handled by the web team. We do have a web team that works on the website. But I remember on that particular day, Kara and I did not go home until, I say home, we were in an Airbnb. But we were there until 8 o'clock at night with the web team, basically trying different things because we all have different IPs and stuff like that. So we were trying everything to kind of narrow it down. We finally did narrow it down, and they got the website up the following morning. But yeah, it was one of those things that when we did the follow-up meeting to it was like, it doesn't happen again. And we've actually been in the works of upgrading the website and doing way more stress testing to make sure that that does not occur again, because in my honest opinion, I feel like Alpha Core is going to really kick the door in, and I would like to be ready for that. So, but yes, I am. I am one of the. Oh, go on. Sorry.
I was just going to ask, like, I know obviously there were problems with PayPal. Have you guys had any other infrastructure, like any other infrastructure throttling on the service side? Because that's one thing that I've always been kind of wary of.
Not with Stripe. We use Stripe. PayPal, unfortunately, has picking words carefully, please excuse me. PayPal has proven to have like this thing where they're kind of like, we need to verify where your money comes from, right? But when
people generally.
And so unfortunately when we had to get like the computers and everything else and make those purchases, having that sum of money on hold was not very lucrative for us. So after that, we just basically told them, like, hey, no bueno, we're never working with you again. Which is really interesting because every now and then when I go through Eric's email, they send an email saying, hey, would you like to come back? And I go, no. And
baby, please, I'm sorry.
Well, they've been very hostile for a number of reasons to a number of communities for a long time.
Yeah, but we work with Stripe, and that's actually been really good. So I would recommend that if that's something that you're looking at.
Yeah, I've had great success with Stripe.
There's one thing that the people down in the chat, guys, that's something that you guys can do yourself. You don't need a team of people to do it. You can just move over to the Stripe platform. So sorry, I'm still. I just sheep down there laughing at my dumbass jokes. That makes me happy. I love it when people laugh at my stupidity. It's great.
But, I understand my relationship with Mr. Weathers.
It's always great when it's always great when somebody else does something and you just go, well, because then they do it more. It encourages them.
Yeah. Don't encourage me. That's not a good idea.
Royce doesn't need any encouragement.
Trust me, I don't.
Far too late.
He's like, oh, I'm going to encourage the hell out of this motherfucker. So
I'll see you outside when we're building sheds and shit.
Oh shit, dude! I don't want to. Now I'm gonna have to drive to Montana and help this dude build a shed. I'm like, I don't know why I'm there, but he'd be like, "Hey, a drink with crazy. My lady heard that, like, you build sheds and stuff, and now she wants a shed. You want to come to Montana and build a shed?" And now I'm gonna get roped into building a shed.
4 down, 50 to go.
Right. So, all right. And I'm sure that Richard and Daniel have questions as well. But so are you guys on the verge of getting your own servers to handle the stress of all of that? Because that was one thing in my head. Yeah, and I mean I don't know if that's public information or anything. And if there's anything you guys can't say, just say, I can't talk about that.
We're not going to give you the physical location to where the service is.
No. No, it's fine.
It's somewhere.
I'll give you the address where you can send me a coffee.
Yeah.
There you go.
It works. I've sent him coffee. It's true.
It does.
It's true.
Yes. This is why Kara was.
Wait a second. Is that part of the job that I don't know about yet? We get coffee sent to us.
I mean, you can. I mean, I actually abused my powers to get Andrew's address, and then I sent him a coffee because he was sad that day.
Hey, yo.
Nice.
Benevolent overlord kind of.
When you're talking about the website and wanting to make sure that's good for traffic, I mean, take a look at like what applications that you're putting onto the website and stress test those as well. Make sure that that's not going to cause like additional pings on there, because I do know that there are some third-party applications that when they try to go through and then they talk back to your website, it causes like a triple ping, and that will definitely cause your website to go down. So don't do that.
How do you stress test? What is?
There's services. And,
Okay. So
there are third-party services that allow you to do that. Without going too far into the specifics, one of the major reasons why our website had those issues that first week, especially that second day. The first day was rough, but that second day was when we were down for like 20 plus hours, and Eric had smoke coming out of his ears, as he likes to say, and Kara and Caro were there until 8, almost 9 p.m. and it was just everybody on the non-creative side. Their hair was on fire, their pants were on fire, everything was on fire. That's where we came up with the whole illustration that Igor did, where the hamsters are all passed out or dying or on fire, while the creative team's just chilling. Because they're, this is fun. We're creating graphics for this, and everybody else is just losing their actual skulls.
It was easy that day for me. It was very easy.
I
got to look at the Gilded server, and everybody's just like, "Hey, can anybody order stuff?" And I'm just over here like, "I'm so sorry."
That's how it was. But what caused that was we had made some deals and added some kind of third-party applications to the back end of the website to kind of, in theory, make the shipping process and the purchase process a lot more smooth for this second campaign, as well as kind of eliminate some of the extra steps on the back end when it came to international shipping and things like that. Well, those things wound up causing exactly what Caro was talking about, which was the triple pings and it just bogging down the website. So part of it was the fact that we just had an immense amount of traffic that first 48 hours. But the other part of it was that application that we added to the back end to, again, in theory, make everything easier for everyone involved, actually wound up murdering our asses.
Yep.
But, instead of talking about what didn't work, Eric Weathers launched his campaign on his website, and he didn't encounter any of that. Maybe you can share that.
He learned from us.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, don't do that.
I looked at all those landmines and stepped right around them.
Well,
I believe the response to that was real good.
As you guys introduced him, Eric Weathers, and this is your introduction, he is the man who does everything. So maybe you should have just held off for a little bit and let Eric do it first and then learn from him. I don't know why you
next time.
It's fine.
Well, learn from his example from this point forward.
So no, and I mean, you guys could absolutely for everybody in the chat, you guys could learn from Eric Weathers, or you can go right here to Battlebrick Road. That's right. I've had it pulled up. Hey, look at that. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Dude, the artwork is so cool. When I realized what this was, that it was a take on The Wizard of Oz, I lost my shit.
There's some beautiful covers there too, but Eric is doing something that I have never seen done in this online indie sphere. And I've been here since like Comicsgate's inception, with like your boy Zach launching his first book and the first Cyberfrog and the first Graveyard Shift and all of that. I've never seen anybody do what Eric's doing with that special cover for the website. Eric, what are you doing?
I'm just making history. That's all.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
We're gonna call him. You are now the founding father of the Iron Age. That's what I'm gonna call you.
The special edition cover we have on this website exclusive cover. Every version of it that rolls off the printing press will be unique. So whatever cover you get, if you get 1, if you get 100, anywhere in between, every version of that will be unique from every other version of it. We have a printing technique that does collage, mosaic sort of stuff, usually used on like food labels. Like Nutella had a big thing where they did 7 million different things off of like 6 designs. You know what? That needs to go on a comic book thing. So that one with the white background with all the characters sort of floating there. Yeah, so every version of that will be different from every other one. So the characters will be in different spots, different rotation sizes. Same with the yellow bricks on the yellow
actual collector's editions.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna. That's the one you're gonna get is the only one that's exactly like that. So
when he says making history, he's being serious because he's
one of a kind
physical NFTs.
Yeah. Like the actual non-fungible thing.
Right.
People are like, you'll never be able to have this on the internet. I'm like, you ever heard of a screenshot? Like,
you'll never have that. You paid like $20,000 for something everybody just saved.
I know, right?
I just hit Control-C, Control-V. I got it.
The copy pasta wins.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, seriously, this project looked unbelievably fantastic. Like I said, we covered it on my Comic Shop Wednesday, which I guess I've said it a couple times. For the new people here, I drop I call it Twix now because Twitter plus X equals Twix, and I need somebody to make that meme of the candy bar in the X logo. Oh, I need to see that. But anyway, so over on Twix, I make a post every single Wednesday, and I basically tell all of the creators, hey, drop your links. And instead of just leaving it there and having it turn into a circle jerk of creators all trying to have them look at each other's stuff, I actually take all that to a live stream. And then I bring my supporters on, and we'll read through everybody's, as I call them, shills. And then we'd vote on a top 4, because usually it's myself plus 3 of my supporters. And your book, like, I was very excited for. I actually think... God, I cannot remember who actually voted for it. It was either me or it was somebody else, obviously. But your book actually ended up in the top 4, and there were some absolutely fantastic. What the hell are you? Oh, that's a cat. It looked like you were holding something up, dude. You got ass in your face, like.
That's what cats do.
I have cats too. I have cats too. I understand this feeling. That look on his face, I've had that look. That's why my doors stay closed. Yep. But no, man, like I said, this when I found out that you were doing a twist on The Wizard of Oz and how you were doing it, I was like, this is nuts. This is nuts. And then again, we couldn't I still have all the stuff pulled up. I won't pull up all of them. But you were part of the projects where we told everybody is like, guys, if you're in this now, it's time to step up. If you're in this and you're in it to win it and you're in it to make your mark and plant your flag, you better be here. You better be here. Like I'm not doing a comic or a book or anything like that because I couldn't do it. That's not my gift. I've got the gift of gab. I can talk all day long, and well, let's face it, there's not enough fan channels out there for stuff like this. And so I was like,
that's true, actually.
I can be that guy.
In the indie sphere especially, that's actually really important. We talk a lot about, how there's so many channels that talk about how, terrible things are in the mainstream. And it's fine. It's important for people to be informed, and then be able to make informed decisions about where their money's going and whatnot. But there aren't enough channels actually promoting the alternative to that subpar content that's coming from the mainstream. So putting our money where our mouth is can look a couple of different ways. That can look like what Eric's doing, like what Eric's doing. Both of them. It can look like
Eric and Eric. Ladies and gentlemen, go to Eric and Eric for all of your comic book needs.
Why I refer to him as Mr. Weathers.
It's very confusing in meetings. Yeah,
it is.
Okay, I'll talk to Eric about that. Which
can I? Like, can I get that meme? I need somebody. I need the Legion of Memers here to just like meme. Like guys, Eric and Eric.
It needs to be like the same picture meme. It's Eric and Eric. Could not look more different, but it could also look like what you do, which is talking about those independent alternative projects. And that's extremely important. I think that's actually undervalued, and more channels need to actually do that. If they profess to care about good content and want to see this content change, see this subculture thrive, the only way to do that is for people to support it with their wallets and spread the word about it.
My claim to success here, Richard, I will let you go, but one of the things that makes me really happy is since I started doing the Wednesday night show, at the very least, I know, at least one person in my audience. And sometimes I do it too. Sometimes I'm actually able to, but I have 4 kids, right? The way that I say it, I've got, I've got like 6 cats, 4 dogs, 4 kids, and a wife. So my money gets a little wrapped up in other things.
In a pear tree.
But I can say this, at the very least, at least one of the creators that I talk about on my Wednesday night show, somebody in my chat goes and purchases their book. So and I know this because people will tell me, they say, I just picked it up. And so at the very least, I know that one creator at least makes one sale based off of what I can do. And that's with me being teeny tiny the way that this channel is now. My goal is to grow this thing as big as I can and then that scales.
Mm-hmm.
And then
word of mouth spreads through that.
And and then other people can say, we checked out this project. We really liked it. And like I said, I've got the gift. I was like, well, if nobody else is going to be the fan for these guys, I'll do it. Because I've got enthusiasm for days and I don't have to fake it. I mean, I'm not going to tell you I like something I don't. And God has blessed me with the ability to be surrounded by unbelievable talent every single week. It's ridiculous. So, Richard, go on. Sorry, man, I cut you off there. You're
can't hear you, bud.
Richard.
Well, it helps if I unmute first of all.
Well, yeah, you should do that. Yeah.
I was actually cursing you there at the beginning, so that's why I muted.
Well done.
No,
well, that's the first time he's muted to curse me. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I was lying about that.
Oh,
okay. No, what I was going to say is that the Rippaverse kind of occupies this interesting space within the indie world, and that's in large part basically because Eric July built an audience and then brought the product to that existing audience. And a lot of the things that indies struggle with is getting their audience to begin with. Obviously, well, not obviously, because it is a continuously misstated point that it was a crowdfunder, but it was actually a pre-order that isom did. But the operative word in crowdfunding or anything like that is crowd. How do you see other indies in this space? Do they have to build themselves a crowd, or do you think that there's kind of an emerging market? I mean, like what are your thoughts as the folks who are kind of in the nexus of a fairly large entity within the indie space? What's your advice? What's your perception?
I'll go first. I'm just cutting everybody off. Don't mind me.
She's doing that because she knows I'm long-winded.
No, I was gonna do it because on top of working for Eric, I'm actually
self-published.
I'm self-published, right? Mm-hmm. And I can tell you that I don't have like a great amount of success. Like I'm not even making the baseline to pay for the cost of the production of the book, right? So, and the reason that it's like that is because I don't network and I don't always talk about my books, right? Mm-hmm. So when you're trying to market and you're trying to sell things, you talk to people about the thing, you show people that you're doing a thing, and then you sell the thing, right?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of creatives are introverts. So the idea of going over to a complete stranger and being kind of like, yo, I wrote this, please buy it, is kind of intimidating. Right.
That looks like a wallet. I'll buy that. Does it come with credit cards?
No, this is actually my bullet journal. This is what keeps my life together. So,
So, Caro, I'll throw this out there. You have an open invitation to Iron Age Nights anytime that you want.
Oh, thank you. I'll talk to you about that later. I'll stay on topic for now.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to talk about the thing. You need to be found as well. So having a website, having good SEO. I'm looking at you, Andrew. Yeah. Where's your website? Where's your website, Andrew?
Wait, listen.
I was given a Twitter link. I was like, Andrew, Twitter link. I almost missed it. And I was like, everybody else, they got their websites. They're doing comics. There's a link tree in there with more links than like I even knew what. I don't even have that many. And it's just Andrew, Twitter. And I'm like,
So Andrew is basically me.
I'm not pushing anything.
No, because you have Whimsyland
just yet.
That's fair.
You're preparing. You're lying in wait. You're preparing to pounce.
I'll just say that I'm not pushing anything
prepping.
just
yet.
yet.
I accept this answer. as office mom, I have to nag you at least
always
once every 6 months
prepping,
about your
always
non-existent
prepping,
website.
never doing.
I will be better, Mom. I promise.
Thank you. But yeah, so have a website, talk about the thing, do the thing, and do it where you're comfortable at. So like I do that on YouTube. So I'll either make videos about writing advice or things to not do with writing, or I'll have like a productivity stream, and sometimes I'll have questions in there about like I hate making characters because of this reason. How about you? And then we'll bitch about it for like 2 hours. So that would be
down to her.
Yeah.
Social media is very informative and helpful. Like you'll make posts that are also engaging and have good CTAs on them, call to action or questions.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll jump off from what Caro's saying. If you don't have the audience, you're going to have a tough time. And that's with any creative thing. If people don't know you're there,
Yeah.
Well,
is it good luck finding you in the sea of a million other creators,
Yeah, I think the question also would be, what's the differentiation between, like you're building an audience on one thing and then you try to build a product as another thing. Like obviously there was not a one-to-one crossover between
Clinkies.
everything that Eric had done before. But
Clowns.
he was able to bring enough overlap. And I think some of that's just a matter of marketing, being able to have like that word of mouth thing where you get enough talk going on. Is there so I guess what I'm getting at is that you don't see the paradigm of you've got to be your own best marketer, your own best advocate changing anytime. You don't see any kind of a
no.
Well, no.
Forward. Yeah, I was going to say that's kind of how I feel. I'm just
no, and the reason for that is because people have gotten to this point, especially in this sphere, where the people that are in control of the properties that we all grew up on, they've kind of shown us their ass, and they've shown us how they really feel about us, right? I mean, not so many uncertain terms. And so people are a lot more, again, at least in this sphere, that are cognizant of everything that's going on. They're a lot more picky and a lot more selective with where they're willing to put their dollar. And they want to know that the dollar is going to someone that doesn't hate their guts for whatever the reason may be. And so
I have said that exact same thing on this show.
And it's important. It's extremely important. And to know that you're giving your dollar to somebody that actually appreciates you, that actually is a fan of this stuff, not somebody that's just talking out of their ass or blowing smoke up yours, somebody who is a fan. And that's how Eric was able to market the Rippaverse so well, was people knew that he was a comic book fan. He has the credentials. He talked about comic books on his YouTube for years, long before he ever even uttered the word Rippaverse for the first time. I remember being there on that stream the first time he did.
I remember where I was when he announced it. I was listening to him.
I'm talking even before the official announcement of it. I'm talking like years ago when he was just kind of like, I wonder if I did this. And that was a big deal.
I remember when he said, not the Rippaverse announcement, I mean the live stream where he was like, I'm thinking I'm going to do this, guys. And he said,
remember he even sat up and he was just like, I'm going to do this.
Yep. And he said, and he said that because he was like, I wanted my fans to hold my feet to the fire because I said it to them so they would hold my feet to the fire. I was there. I remember when he said that. And then when he made the announcement, and then I was like, oh crap. And he was like, yeah, remember how I said this thing? Well, I'm doing it. And I was like, no shit.
Yeah.
Like,
and what's important is that he built that rapport. Eric's had this rapport built with his audience for the longest time. Eric, he'll have some videos that truly pop off and others that'll just do fine, right? But that's because he doesn't chase the algorithm. He's not about that. He's about just, if he sees a topic that he's legitimately interested in, or that he feels he at least has something to offer on, he'll do it. And so people in his audience know that they can expect honesty from him, transparency from him. That's part of a brand at the Rippaverse Team. They can expect that legitimacy and him being genuine. And so he did that because he knows that his fans are going to hold him to that standard. That's the expectation that he laid down long ago and he knows that his fans are going to hold him to that. And his fans know that he's a comic book guy, whether they came to his channel via the comic book content or not. That's how I came to his channel. And then I stuck around for all the other stuff, the political commentary, music, video games, and all that other stuff. I was like, oh, cool. The dude's like, he's got his fingers in all this stuff that I like, right?
The funny thing is like, the thing that put me in this sphere, A Drink with Crazy got started back in the 2018 midterm, started completely differently than it was. It was the Thursday after he launched, which was July 14th. The Thursday after he launched, I remember that because I was at work and I could only catch a little bit of his live stream. He was doing it like noon. And he's closing in like $2 million at this point. It's not, or maybe he'd made, I don't know. And I see this, I see this look that Eric gets, and he said something to the effect of, man, I'm busier than I've ever been in my life. So, and I to put this into context, it wasn't that he made his own comic book. It wasn't that he was successful with all the money. It wasn't that he was able to gather a good crew of people. This is what inspired me to kind of get into this. He looks and he goes, man, I'm busier than I ever have been. And he kind of looks down for a second like he's tired. He could go take a nap. He could just take 5 minutes. And he literally looks up and he shook it off. He goes, but I can't. I got to keep working. And when I saw that, when I was a younger man and I was a musician, I had that. I didn't have that. I didn't take 5 minutes. I didn't. You know, now I have to because I'm old, but I didn't take 5 minutes. I didn't. And I saw that. And when he shook it off, I was like, wait, I know that feeling. I am intimately aware of that feeling. What the hell have I been doing for so many years? And I got home and you can see it. We roasted that video at the 1 year anniversary of it. Happened to be in Iron Age Nights. I came home and I talked about Eric July and the Rippaverse and what he was doing. The video was called What's the Point? I tend to title my videos in a way that kind of piss people off because I'm a little bit ambiguous with them. But that was, Eric had that one look, that shaking it off, not taking that 5 minutes, not giving into the tired, not giving into what I tell people is the lazy. Because for me, the worst thing I can do is go sit on the couch for 5 minutes.
Man.
You know what I'm saying, dude?
Yes. I'm one of those people, like I'm working, I'm always moving around and stuff like that. The moment I sit down and I'm allowed like the ability to think about anything aside from my focus, gone instantly. I don't like that personally.
Dude,
you might like a guy. He's somebody that I actually personally look up to. Never met him, but his name is Richard Turner, and he's a blind card. Yeah,
I know Richard Turner. My kids love watching him when he was on Penn and Teller's Fool Us. My kids, that guy is unreal. Richard Turner is fantastic.
I love him. And the one thing that he said to me that kind of caught my attention, other than he's blind and doing magic tricks that are fooling like professional magicians, right? Was when he said the greatest disability humans can have is procrastination. And I was like,
oof. Damn. Is that a personal attack or something?
Well, you know, so not only is he like a professional like card mechanic, because that's what he calls himself, he's also got a black belt in like karate, right?
And he's blind. He lost his sight when he was 7, I think.
Yeah, he got scarlet fever.
Lost his sight, and
I might know too much about him.
Yeah, he's actually his touch is actually so sensitive. He can actually feel the thickness in the playing cards.
So he's actually Daredevil. Holy shit!
Like almost legitimately, dude. That's not even a lie. He
got approached by the mafia and said, "What's your price?" And he was like, "I have to go."
and in addition to that, he learned. You talk about the Daredevil thing, right? Richard Turner being blind, he worked with people because he's blind. So oftentimes when you talk to blind people, they're looking up at you because they don't, for obvious reasons, right? Because that's just where. So he actually learned how to hold his head and turn and look at the person based off of where the audio was coming from, so he could address them the way that we would with perfectly functioning eyes. And he is able to he could look you dead in the eyes being blind and still look in your direction and know where you are because he practiced that. So you talk about Daredevil, but legitimately the guy is Daredevil. Like it is he is Penn Jillette and Penn and Teller. They flat out said they're like, we're not as good as he is. They're like, we're not. Like, yes, we do the car. We can't do what he does. They flat out said that. They're like, we don't know how to do that thing. His level of comprehension and what he can do just doesn't. And he's like, we're not even gonna try. We're not gonna try to tell you how he did it. We're not gonna try to tell you what trick he used, no. That's how good this guy is. Richard Turner, for those of you out there, you want to talk about don't give in to the lazy, Richard Turner.
Yeah, my favorite part when he was doing that trick was when Teller just started to giggle because he was just so delighted. Like he was getting fooled and having such a good time with it.
Yeah.
That's how you know you're doing something right. You're instilling that magic in somebody.
Oh, real quick, shout out to Saska sisters. They're in the chat.
The Saska sisters are here. Are you kidding me?
The Saska sisters are like amazing, not just in terms of talent, not just being wonderful ladies and individuals, but they are so enthusiastic. They're like the biggest cheerleaders for what we do with the Rippaverse. They're always blowing up the social medias, all of them. Their Facebook, Twitter, all of it with Rippaverse promotional stuff. I love them to death, and I love that they're here in the chat showing support as well. You ladies are the best.
Thank you.
You ladies are the absolute best.
They're enthusiastic.
They also have a cute puppy.
Oh, I know. I'm not showing my wife. No. I'm like literally like because all the fantastic wives who are supporting people and all the fantastic ladies who are creating everything, and they all have the same personality that my wife does. So I'm just like, no, you're not allowed. No. And it's not because I don't want my wife to have friends. It's because I don't need any more cute things in the damn house. There's at least a few men on the panel.
Dog, really?
No, dude, no.
There's no stopping that.
I'm aware. I've been with her for it'll be 13 years in, let's see, what is that? 12 days. In 12 days,
That's
my
awesome.
wife and I will have been together for 13 years. Together for 13 years, married for 10.
Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
Thank you. But yeah,
Bless you both.
No, I appreciate it. And that's why I know that she's not allowed to talk to people because they don't want more cute things.
So, but while we're talking about it, is there anything that you can share about Yaira #1 that's coming up?
Oh,
you know,
it's got Yaira in it.
Other than the
no, they almost Tom Holland. They almost pulled a Tom Holland on the stream the other day.
Did.
Yep.
That was
great.
And I was just like, wait, did they just?
One of the covers is my favorite cover of any of our books to date. That's all I'll say.
Because it has Yaira on it.
Yaira has Yaira in it, and it's also being written by the Saska sisters.
I would not have guessed that Yaira had Yaira in it. That's mind blowing.
Also,
you haven't opened up the book yet. You can't verify whether that's true or not.
They got Deborah Tarita.
She could be misleading you.
Yeah. Okay. I gotta get back. Man, I love this conversation.
Everybody but Yaira.
It could be. It could be. Oh, that would be hilarious, just as a meme book. Okay, so one of the questions that NDA.
There you go.
Oh man. So one of the things that Eric talked about, Meta PC apparently came in clutch. I'm assuming that, Eric made a phone call and said, we need some stuff. We need it fast. Our technology is failing us. I don't know. This is me paraphrasing here. Eric just said Meta PC came in clutch and he's just did a thank you thing and showed off a couple of computers and that was it. And my horror Amarada is here. Holy crap. I know that name from another stream.
Hey, what's up, Squid?
Whoa. That's cool. Apparently, Sheep, you need to get closer to your mic. That's what, I don't know. People are yelling at you. I don't. All right. So what are you guys dealing with at the time where that's
much better.
Get closer,
maybe
good
a little
sir.
bit, but
Get closer and deeper on that voice. Never mind. No, we're not going to get into that. It's going to be the Rippaverse ASMR stream. Eric would be like, what the fuck did you guys do? Dude, that shit is the most annoying crap ever. That is the most... anyway, like, as a person who if I start to like hear, and they're not like they're being rude or anything, but if I start to hear somebody chewing at the dinner table, I have to get up and leave. I can't. Anyway. All right. Getting away from that conversation. You guys get Meta PCs. Meta PCs had to come in clutch. They had to help you out. Obviously, the computers that you guys had before were probably not performing. We're not going to bash anything here, but what are the problems you guys are having at that time that you go, we need an upgrade in technology?
So this is Warehouse 1, right? Like
yeah.
This is Warehouse 1.0.
Yeah.
There, Brian.
Here's
Brian and Carol were both there.
Here's the kicker. There was no technology before that. Eric's really tech savvy. And I'm just joking. I mean, obviously we have like our home stuff, right?
Yeah.
But at the warehouse, it was just him simply looking for, he's all about specifications. I know he helped our other video editor, Jordan, like get the specs for her, her desktop, like her rig.
Yeah.
So it wasn't necessarily like, oh, this is superseding. So this is to replace something. It was just like
there was nothing before it.
Yeah, like he was getting it all prepped, and he was like,
"Wait, how the hell did you guys do everything before that? That just
like as far as the
sheer will.
I mean, anything. You're like, no, this is Warehouse 1.0. There are no computers. You guys worked on your home rigs, your phones, your tablets. Did you borrow one from a homeless guy? What did you do?
As far as for
this is my office on the go.
The process was pretty much like I don't know if you know how orcs work in Warhammer. Like we just think about it and it just works out that way.
Oh yeah, I'm down with that. I do that same thing. No, not even close.
I mean, Eric's definitely had a very beefy like home rig for sure for all his live streams and stuff he does.
He has two. His backup one, I think, is what my primary one is.
Right. And so yeah, no, just initially at the warehouse, it was like, well, he's gonna get the operations manager in there, and we needed just whenever you're saying, oh, it's the technology is failing us. I think it was just already had foresight enough to be like, I don't want our technology to fail us. So,
okay, so that was wrong on my part.
Here was the thing. There was a computer, if I remember correctly. There was one computer in the warehouse because people forget when we like to look back and laugh at this. Eric thought, his great foresight, we'll print like 10K copies collectively across all covers. That'll get us through the end of the year. Early next year, we'll get going on the next book, yada, yada. And make a couple hundred, maybe a few 100,000 grand, right? Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
I think he said
we could reinvest at that point. Less than 24 hours in, or I take it back, just over 24 hours in. I think it was around the 30-hour mark. We cross $1 million. And Eric is like, shit. He expected, make no mistake, he didn't undersell himself in that he didn't think he was going to be successful. He knew he was going to be successful, but he wasn't expecting that. And so all of a sudden, that's where scaling up started happening. That's when he messages me. It's like, hey, so I need you full-time with me now. Because at that point, I was just part-time doing social media management for his personal accounts. And he reached out to Caro, I think, as well at that exact same time. It was like, yeah, I need you now, full-time, just with me. And a couple of other people as well as he reached out to Zach Shutt over at Meta PCs, and him and his team are fantastic. And they got us set up in the Warehouse 1.0 with some new rigs. And we just started having to scale up. And I remember being in the warehouse while we were doing that first week of fulfillment after we closed out the campaign. I was like,
and you guys are actually doing the fulfillment too, right?
Physically.
Yeah, you like physically. Like, I mean, you're not, no, I don't mean typing. I mean, you're in the warehouse putting stuff in boxes.
Not these two guys. Not these two guys.
Not those two.
Lazy.
Well, Brian is super close.
Fill my own.
You can cuss on my stream.
Brian is super close. Carol now is super close. I'm going to be moving up there in the Dallas area at the beginning of next year, but I drove up there from the Austin area both last year and this year. And, we were all helping pack orders. And I remember asking Eric, so how quickly did you realize that we're going to need a bigger warehouse? And this, mind you, in the first week, he was like, first fucking day, man.
Yeah, day one.
Like all of a sudden, like immediately that first day, the wheels were already turning. He was already trying to look forward like, holy crap, I have to scale way the hell up. It was wild, but it was a great problem to have. And we have the greatest fans in the world, as he likes to say. And, you know, they gave us a great problem to have. We had to hire a bunch of people full time. People's lives changed because of y'all, and Eric's life changed, and his wife because of y'all. That's a blessing, and it's a lot of work. I'm working every day. Caro knows this. Brian knows this. Sheep knows this. Eric knows. Everybody on the team knows this. We're working every day, but we love what we do here, and we know that it matters. It's important. We're not just bitching about a problem. We're doing something about it.
Well, on that note, I mean, one of the things that I've felt is that, man, so much work that you do in the corporate world is just, you know, it's just soulless, you know. And I mean, I think that there's almost no doubt that you guys are probably working harder than maybe you would be doing something else, maybe making the same pay. You know,
I've been a general manager before. I'm working harder now.
Yeah, but it's the kind of thing where that energy where, I mean, yeah, you're tired, but like the actual satisfaction from having done something that, you know, aligns with what you're wanting to do. I think that's one of the big problems. You know, not to go too general, but just in general with our culture, is that a lot of people are working stuff that they do not care about one bit. You know what I mean? And you just can't. And so, like for you guys making that transition, you know, like obviously that's been a positive experience, but have you noticed, you know, is there anything else that you'd like to tell people who are trying to get there and are, you know, chasing after that, but still at the end of the day, you got like a lot more work ahead of you? You know, it's all worth it. You know, is it something that you ever have second thoughts about?
I would say, but it doesn't feel like it in the moment.
Mr. Weathers can
I think
expound
I can speak
upon
to this.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, because I guess now 3 full-time jobs because I work Rippaverse full-time, and I'm still freelance lettering basically every CG book I can, or any indie comic really.
Basically everybody.
I was actually finishing a project right in the very beginning of the stream while I was being introduced. I'm like, okay, I got to get this done. And then, you know, I'm working on Battlebrick Road, which is my own series, and that has its whole thing. It's just, I guess, make a bullet list, like Caro would probably suggest. It's a matter of, I guess, prioritizing.
I'm hooked on Notion.
Yeah. Just understanding that, at least I know from my perspective, everything's important for the individuals that I'm working for, and what I'm doing is important for me. And just reminding myself that if I'm slacking off somewhere, if it's somewhere on the Rippa team or somewhere on a book I'm lettering, like that's messing up the conveyor belt in a way that it shouldn't be. And that's sort of a motivational thing. It's like, all right, you know, shake it off, get your head in the game. And, you know, because there's a lot of juggling that I'm doing that it can wear you down. It can certainly be tiresome, but ultimately we're trying to build something, and I'm trying to help these other comic skaters and other Iron Agers and indie comics creators like build their IPs. There, even if it's just a one-off comic, I'm like, here, let me at least make it readable. You know, let me make the lettering look good for you. And then, you know, trying to build competent designs and things for what we do here, and then trying to put energy into my own stuff. I guess I don't know how I do it. All I know is I'm holding on tight, and so far, you know, the white knuckling is still working.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think it speaks to your passion to it. Yeah, you're actually passionate about this stuff. that's what keeps you going, and you want to see other people who are passionate about this stuff be successful. Carol, I know you're the same way.
Sometimes that can be lost, but you gotta get those reminders and things like this where you're able to talk to people more, and just sort of get a lay of the land, and hearing people gush about the Rippaverse or what I'm doing or another book you're working on, and then they shout it out. It's like, okay, that sort of like puts gas back in the tank. It's like, all right, let's keep going.
Yeah, so before, I had another life before. I used to be a special education teacher. And if you know anything about places like that, one of the things that they like to do is get you emotionally invested into what it is that you're doing, because if you're emotionally invested, then you'll work harder and not complain about not getting paid for it. Right.
True.
So they do that in the corporate
10 years
world
as a teacher.
Sorry. And they try to do that in the corporate world as well, because they know that people that believe in the mission or the motive of the company will work harder because, they have it close to their heart. And, as a teacher, I was able to pick up where that could get abused at, unfortunately. People in ivory tower, as we call them, would, make mandates and put requests on us and say, do it for the kids. What are the kids going to do without you? And I was like, they're going to go home hungry. That's what they're going to do. Like, me giving them crackers at lunch is not my problem right now. Right. But storytelling is very important to me, because as human beings, we naturally gravitate towards stories, right? Whether it be for entertainment or it be for passing down morals or anything else like that. So one of the things that got me pretty, and I've always been an avid reader too, so it means a lot to me. And when I started watching what was happening in Hollywood and in the comic industry and all this other stuff, and what they were really doing was they were abusing it. And the thing that made me really upset about how they were abusing it, and it's going to sound kind of mean of me, but it was trust fund babies. So people with lots of money would come in and write stories, right? And then they wouldn't have to worry about selling it, right? And then they would tell us that we were wrong when we would criticize it. And one of the things that's changed in the industry, not just for comic books, but for publishing, and I'll get off my soapbox here in a minute, is that
Caro, you are the guest of the show. Soapbox as long as you feel. And that goes for everybody here.
Thank you. But one of the things that a lot of individuals keep in publishing and in the film and everything else like that, they always think that their consumers are stupid. Like, they think that they're dumb, right? And they're not. They're really not. If you go to a booktuber, go to somebody that talks about comics, and they're always being like, what is going on? Like, this is not okay. And they're sharing that. It's a hive mind thing, right? And then when that ended up rising up too much, that's when the isms and the name calling started coming up, because they were trying to quiet those people being like, well, you're just racist or whatever because you don't like what I wrote. And it's as an author, if somebody doesn't like what I write and I tell them that they're wrong, I'm the bad person, right? Because I can't take criticism. But you talk to these people and we're wrong because we don't like what they wrote, right? So, but when Eric, I'm circling back now. Thank you for going with me on this rabbit trail. But when Eric gave me a chance to come and be part of this comic book industry, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to be here and I'm going to help save this thing that I really care about. So sometimes, I work 12 to 18 hours doing either stuff at the warehouse or having to do admin stuff. Or sometimes, I work 6 hours. It depends. But it's the storytelling. I want to save it, So that was me. Thank you.
Very nice.
Well said.
Oh no, that was it never amazes me, and it's something that's really awesome, and I think it's a place that all of us want to get to, is that they say that if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And I've tasted a small version of that doing this YouTube channel. No matter how busy I am, and I do it around the day job and all that, but I come home and it's like, wow, I'm really tired. And then all of a sudden it's like, I've got a live stream to do. And these guys have seen it. I've been dead. And then all of a sudden I hit that music and the live stream comes up and it's just, I get energy. And when you love what you do and when you care about what you do and what you do gives back to you as well. And not just in the form of money, but in fulfillment. It's all right. I'll get a little gay here for a second. It's transcendent. It really is. Like, Don't look at me like that. I couldn't figure out another. I'm not an author, okay? I'm a guy on YouTube. I don't know words. It does change you though.
It's fulfilling.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
How was that less gay than what I said?
Well,
you sound like a Savage Garden singer. What do you mean transcendent?
Savage Garden is actually that my wife and I. It's one of their songs is our song. So
it's invigorating.
This man is like, wow, I mean, he is gay.
Don't get me wrong. My girlfriend also loves Savage Garden. I know a couple of their songs. I actually play To the Moon and Back on bass every now and then. But
that's a decent track to play on the bass, man.
Yeah. Otherwise, like Savage Garden though.
My wife and I. It's our song. Like what? Like what? You just go upstairs and be like, "Hey, babe, by the way, this isn't our song anymore." Like, what do I have to build to pull that off? What? Like I could do it, but what hell am I going to have to deal with to pull that one off?
You might just have to build hell. Who knows?
It's not worth the risk.
It's not worth the risk.
You know what? Keep the song. I'd rather be gay than be tired forever.
Right.
I agree with Eric, though. It is invigorating, but there is a certain point where you get to where you're just like, if I don't keep working, everything's gonna fall down. Like the plates just will come crashing down around you. That's one of the things that drives me with Whimsyland. So I just wanted to mention that. I'm a little drunk, don't mind me.
That's one of the important things about when you're at the point where you can and where you're at the point where you need to, recognizing bringing on the right people to help spin those plates, because everybody has their maximum number of plates that they can spin, and everybody has some type of plate that they can't spin. And so Eric is very he has a lot of foresight, and he knew that he needed people in certain positions that would either be able to do something at a skill level that he does not have, which, mind you, is very few things. Eric is a multi-talent for sure, or do something that he can do, but his time is best suited elsewhere. The dude can pack orders like a mofo, but that's not where he's best at.
Well, can you guys expand on that too? Because again, bringing you guys on, you guys have the experience, and you guys can give that knowledge to the aspiring authors and creators down in the chat right now. Can you guys expand on that about recognizing, those plates, which ones they can spin, which ones they can't, and what's too much? Can you guys expand on that in your own experiences, or tell people kind of what to watch out for so they know the right time to get somebody? Are you guys able to?
I'm gonna look at Eric first.
Yeah, I've been doing this for 13 years on my own indie comics, spinning all the plates basically the whole time. Obviously, I've collaborated with other creators and all of that, and we've done some pretty amazing stuff. But I started comics not knowing really what to do, but I knew I wanted to do it, so I just did it anyways. I could draw, kinda. I was the artist in school. I went to graphic design. I studied graphic design in college. Then I studied comic books at home. I wanted to be a comic book penciler. That was my dream job. And so I said, all right, well, let's make a comic book. I could kind of draw, but not really. I can't draw women at all. So let's do like a World War II one. So it's just guys. And I don't have to worry about that. I can't draw vehicles, planes, any of that. So let's put that stuff in that book too. But I could draw. Okay, I didn't really know how to ink. I didn't know how to color. I didn't know how to letter. I didn't know how to put a PDF together to send it to a printer. But I did it anyways.
You taught yourself.
All of that stuff, those years of the grind, that was, maybe not the full-time job, but it was the thing I was doing when I had the time. That grind has paid off so immensely over these past almost 6 years in CG. because I have that wealth of past experience that I think is really beneficial to people. Even if it's just answering questions, like I have been there. So I think if there's anybody that's starting, from my experience, starting small, and don't be afraid to try it all yourself, because you're going to know what you're good at. You're going to know what you like. You're going to know what you don't like by the end of that, even if it's just a little 8-page book, because that's what we started out with, is a little 8-page ash can. Back in like 2011. And that's where I cut my teeth on all of this. It's where I learned I don't like to color. I can. I don't like to do it. Oh, no. So that's somebody else's job. I'm going to hire out for that one, right?
All right. Tuesday, I'm going to give you a coloring job.
I know. I knew it. I can write, but I work really well collaborating because I like to bounce ideas off people. So it's more co-writing than just straight up authorship. And then I really found out, you know what, I like this lettering thing. And then that has snowballed into a straight up career for the past 6 years. Like, Comicsgate changed my life because of lettering comic books. My wife was able to quit her job. We were able to buy our house.
That's incredible.
All of that.
Fantastic.
That's amazing.
Because of the rising tide that was the indie scene in 2018. And really the only ones championing it back then was Comicsgate, pushing the boundaries. It was your boy Zach calling out everybody. Back when he had Twitter, it was amazing. And his YouTube videos, Twitter. That's how I found him, because of the Jawbreakers cancellation. If you guys know the deep lore of how CG started.
I partially know the deep lore. I have not been fully in. I'm not a Puritan. I apologize.
That's okay. We're still accepting new members, so come on in. But yeah, I mean, I found out about CG through that. I'm like, yeah, because I was kind of out of comics at the time, because it was kind of wasn't really doing anything for me. Right. So I found that, and I jumped in both feet, and because of those prior years of working on my own, knowing what I like to do, what I was good at, I'm okay handing off. That was where the opportunities came in to start lettering. And if you're willing to put in that work, you're going to find what works. And you might find, like, you know what, maybe I should just be a fan, but let me be a really, really good fan at this. Right. You know, let me be, exactly. Let me do promoter. The YouTube channel, or do the magazine, or whatever. Like, if it's not creative on the storytelling, there are other avenues, and we've seen a whole lot of stuff like that grow up over the past few years as well, and it's been phenomenal.
We talked earlier about the importance of having an audience, and Eric had other Eric, our boss Eric, our collective boss
Eric and Eric.
July and Weathers,
not Mr. Weathers.
Right, July and Weathers.
Both. I
need to see the meme of the Eric and Eric comic firm, like the Eric and Eric comic book firm. I need to see that. I just need to see it. It's funny.
There's two memes. There's the Eric comic firm.
I'm just trying to see the Eric and Eric sitcom.
It's the Eric and Eric comic firm, and then you have the other one. You have the other one where it's like Eric and Eric's faces posted on Pete and Pete.
You know, my other favorite is Kara and Caro.
That's confused pretty regularly.
No, not Caro, Kara.
Yeah, I've gotten DMs from people being like, I heard about what happened to you at that gaming place. Like, wrong Kara, go that way.
Oh God.
2 doors down to the left.
But Eric's had his YouTube channel for a really long time, and he did a lot of the stuff on his own.
He was one of the OG. He was one of the OG guys on YouTube, like 2006. I think
he's had a YouTube since YouTube was basically a thing.
2005. It was public in 2005.
Yeah, but only fairly recently did he bring on Brian as a daily video editor and assisting with content curation and handling thumbnails for all of the video content that comes out there. Brian, that's a huge thing that takes time off of Eric's shoulders. He doesn't have to worry about that.
As somebody I do all this myself, and I am not near the level that Eric is, obviously, nor would I claim to be. But as somebody who I have a day job, and I put the videos out, and then I edit them, and I do just simple editing, but I always feel like, a little bit of music in the background to drown out the dogs and the cats and the kids and the wife. Then just, and then maybe I have to do a cut here, and then maybe it takes 2 or 3 cuts. I can edit. Having somebody, and you just said, Brian, he does all that. Having somebody in my position who would just do thumbnails, like the thumbnail, that's the thing that I dread the most about, because I suck at those.
I love them.
And Eric is just like, he's got a guy. I would love to have a guy. I would love to have a Brian. No homo. But I would love to have a Brian. But like...
Transcendent.
Transcendence.
That's good. Damn it.
That's Sailor Moon.
Lord. You're going to give more lore to my...
Woo! Cat, new lore.
No! There it is.
Damn it!
There it is. Uh-oh.
That
new lore has been archived.
Oh, no.
Well, I'll let you in on a secret. Before Eric was talking about, getting me on board, July had a day job. He was doing some sort of tech thing and also grinding the YouTube at the same time. And it became like...
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know that.
He had a job. I know, it sounds strange.
It's so weird.
He's been doing YouTube since 2005.
Well, no, and it's just, I mean, he had to have obviously had a job that allowed him to still do, because he did his live show at like noon every day. Yeah. And so in my brain, I knew he had a lot of a lot of irons in the fire, so to speak. I would not have necessarily equated that to like a regular day job, or like something that would equate or demand time the way that a day job would have, because his live stream was at like noon every day, or depending on what times, because
like
I
Monday
moved
through Friday pretty much.
Yeah, Monday through Friday, but I moved time zones. I moved from Colorado to Iowa, so time zones get a little funky now, but I didn't know that. So he's still, so for everybody out there, Eric July at like where he was just before he started the Rippaverse, he was in your same boat.
Probably like a year before it was announced, right?
Yeah.
And then he was able to, from it built up, and the YouTube ad revenue was like, he was like, oh, this could be a reality. And it was making enough to where he realized like, oh, if I can allocate a little bit of this money to somebody else to save up all this time for me editing, that's more time for me to figure out like how to make more money.
Right. That's what Nick Rekieta said. Nick Rekieta was like, I need to find a way to turn my money into more time, which then I can turn into money.
Oh, absolutely. He ended up getting a producer for that.
Oh, you're moving into my territory. Hi, how are you? There's 2 books you might like to read. One's called Automating Your Busy Work, and it talks about finding tasks that you do in a repetitive motion.
Damn it,
sorry.
Now I gotta look
Notion.
At the book.
See how quickly the word notion comes out of her mouth?
So hard.
I have notion.
It's an obsession.
Yes, it is. But if there's something that
I need an arm patch that just says Caro Notion.
Caro Notion, yeah. So for example,
damn
it, I'm gonna break it down in little tiny bits, because the thing with delegation is it really depends on your situation. I can't go to a college student and say, delegate your homework. Like, who the fuck is he going to give it to? Nobody. He's going to have to do it, right?
No. There's a lot of college students that give it away to people. They're like,
okay.
That's a thing.
Not when I was in school.
But,
really? Because I'm pretty sure that's always been a thing.
Oh, dear.
I didn't go to college. I chose not to go to college. I chose to go into the oil and natural gas field and make money. So
smart.
No, I'm a construction worker. I'm an idiot.
But anyway, like some of the things that you can do to kind of save time, and some folks don't like getting them, but like, for example, like I help out with tickets in our ticketing system, right? And one of the first things that we did was like make automated replies. Like, we are not typing the same message like 8 million times. Find it, code it, click it, move on, right?
Preach.
So we do that. I've got templates for emails when I'm reaching out to do interviews for Eric, or if somebody's asking for an interview. So it just kind of covers the same information that I normally do. And if you know that that's something that you do on the regular, then figure out a way to automate it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
and we live in such a good time for automation.
Yes. Yeah.
That's no lie.
I hate the AI overlord, but it's worming its way slowly into my good graces, even though I'm like, you're still Satan to me.
It's only bad when it starts, acting on its own as opposed to being.
That'll happen in about 2044.
Nobody watched Terminator.
Yeah, you guys say 24 hours.
Y'all want Skynet because this is how you get Skynet. That type.
I'll be dead. I don't care.
You ever read that paper? The 2044 Singularity is a paper that was basically the greatest minds on the planet going, fucking stop, please. Like really smart people saying that. I think they said it a lot better than me, but that's how I read it.
They should have said it that way. People would listen.
I think. Dude, that's a scary paper, actually. If you guys have ever read it, it's not. Anyway, let's get off of the death of humankind and let's go back into. So, you guys, obviously, you've been around for the massive growth of the Rippaverse, and there is one question that I feel that I can't ask, and so I have to have you guys ask it to yourselves. What was, and obviously you guys have had a great time at the Rippaverse. You guys have a killer boss. It sounds like you guys have somebody who's going to back your play. What was the, and again, that you guys can answer honestly and legally. What was that? Because I don't want to get anybody in trouble here. What's that one thing that happened that you guys went that, and it could be something different for all of you that went, oh shit. It could be something individual you guys did, a problem you had to deal with that, and what was your solution or how did you work through that problem? Because again, you guys have valuable information to everybody down here who's looking to do that. I know, okay? That's why I said legally, man. Over here, of those. Holding up signs and shit.
Not the NDA. I have that. I just need a piece of paper to hold up.
Like
there's like Daffy Duck over here. Like,
no, it's just a board from it's a comic back basically.
Honestly,
you mean like this one?
Yeah, because there are a lot of things that we can't actually talk about problem wise currently, but.
And I wouldn't ask you to.
And I appreciate that.
No.
That's great. But I would say something that I could at least talk about that's easy enough, and it really just kind of piggybacks off everything we've been talking about with getting the right people to help you out and spin the plates that you can't, or just spin plates that you can't spin that many plates, right? That first week of the campaign 1 launch. Oh my. Mind you, at this point, I'd been working for Eric for a little over half a year as a social media manager, but part-time, granted. But that first week, we had so many tickets. We had somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 tickets. And at that point, we did not have a dedicated customer service manager yet. We didn't have a Karen. We didn't have... So a number of people had to wear different hats. For the first, I think it was day or 2 days, it was myself and Eric. Yeah, like that. There you go. There you go. Myself and Eric were doing tickets, and then we roped in Sheep, we roped in Kara. We had... Everybody was wearing a different hat from what the normal responsibility was. And that was just a matter of hey, sometimes when push comes to shove, everybody has to be able to at least learn another skill and learn to wear another hat in the event that that's necessary. The preference is that you don't have to do that. But if the shit hits the fan and you need an extra body that can do something and do it well and not screw everything up, then It's good to have people that are multi-talented, and that's what I really wanted to get to answer your question, because the real crux of it is you don't want people that are just good at one thing, because if you don't really need that one thing at a given point, then that person's not of use to you.
And they can go over
and to everyone else.
And if they learn that other skill, which is kind of what I preach to a lot of my guys, if that one thing that you're doing at work, like, because that's your task, if it's slow that day, know this other thing so you can help this other guy get it done, because you're going to get it done faster.
And I've been in management positions for over a decade. I've been a store manager and department manager and things like that. And something that I've always held as very important with any team that I've worked with or ran or worked under is that everybody operate under the mentality of everyone trying to make everyone else's job easier. Right. And so that means that if you have the ability to pick up another skill to where, hey, Kara is bogged down with 85 tickets over just one day. Right. Okay, cool. There are certain tickets that I'm not necessarily qualified for, or I don't have the right level of know-how to really properly handle. But other things than that, toss them my way. I can help. And Kara has been doing the exact same thing. Forever now at this point. And so it's important to have people that can do that can pivot and be like, cool, I can knock out my actual assigned tasks for my actual titular position. I can knock those out real quick, and then I can shift gears over here and help make this person's job a little less stressful today. And it's important to have people that can do that.
Yeah, I think it was Robert Heinlein who said specialization is for insects, which I think is perfect. Starship Troopers and everything.
Yeah. So make yourself multifaceted.
I should steal that. I like that.
You don't have to be a master of a task, but you do have to know the task well enough to help the master.
Know how to use multiple tools.
Yeah. I mean,
know how to use multiple tools.
A lot of us got hired. Definitely. Like, I remember when Eric was talking about the YouTube video editor stuff, he was like, and you're good at Photoshop too, right? And I was like, yeah. So there's where those thumbnails come in. Like multiple, not like, that's sort of all like a very like narrow wheelhouse.
And that's why I don't work for the Rippaverse, because I'm not. No. I'm
and
good.
Living in Dallas also benefited
15
there.
minutes.
Like, and it's getting everybody else over here as well.
He's over. He's got the actual hats.
He's got the hat.
Multiple hats, my man.
Perfect.
There you go. I'm getting one of those too. Best believe, Eric.
I mean, this definitely lends itself to what Eric was saying earlier. Weathers, like on your, figuring out what you want to do by doing everything and seeing what you don't want to do. And in that amount of time, you're gaining that expertise, knowledge, even network you don't realize, like the people you're meeting through all these things that you're trying to figure out if you want to do or don't want to do. And I'm not saying that to hope for like an Eric July to sweep you off your feet with a contract or anything, but that like it, everyone has that sort of not breakthrough moment, not big break, but like
I've had
that hard work before it pays off.
My current job that I work in, I'm kind of skilled in a bunch of different areas, and I mean, it deals with a lot of reading paperwork and a lot of being able to. I have to work around heavy equipment. I have to know how to talk to the guys in the field. I ended up being a safe.
All that, so that makes you valuable.
Yeah, yeah, no, as well, and it, like a lot of people on my channel know that I ended up being a safety manager. I fucking hate safety managers. God, they piss me off. I swear I'd never be one. But now that I am one, the first time that I said some things around the guys, they were like, "You can't say that." I was like, "Why not?" And they're like, "Well, you're the safety guy." I was like, "Exactly. I'm not HR. I don't give a fuck." And they looked at like, "Oh," and I was like, "Yup." But I know how to work around the people. I know how to work around heavy equipment. I know how to read the law. God, I hate doing that, which is OSHA regulations and like and all of the EPA stuff. I know how to read all that. I know how to translate it to the guys, and I know how to get the guys to do it for me. And that's all different skills that I had. That's why I don't work for the Rippaverse, because I don't think you guys are running heavy equipment over there other than forklifts.
But that's what I've been doing this whole time with whimsyland.org. Everything that I learn how to do, I can then impart to somebody else.
And having that knowledge of even if it's something you don't do, you know when it's not being done right if you have handed it off,
Mm-hmm.
and that can be important
very
too.
true.
You know,
Yeah,
that can be really important.
When I was more focused on book publishing, I wanted to know everything about it, right? Like I wanted to know about covers, spines, formatting, everything. And for me, as an indie right now, it makes it a lot easier for me to communicate what it is that I want, but it also makes me kind of aware of what not to do. So sometimes when somebody says like, oh yeah, I'm going to write this urban fantasy with a female protagonist and here's my cover, I was like, that's not urban fantasy, and that's not, yeah. It's like, no, look, it's like, it's her and there's this dragon and a werewolf and a castle in the background. I was like, no, listen, urban fantasy with female protagonists have one chick, her butt's usually facing the screen, she's got a sword, and there's some glowy shit going on.
Exactly.
Yes. You have to
why
know
Caro's
that.
my favorite. among a million other reasons.
I think Kate
Bonus
Beckinsale,
points if she's
Underworld.
upside down doing some sort of acrobatic move.
Oh yeah, and there's a whip that she's doing it like Catwoman. Yes.
Yep.
I knew I liked Kate Beckinsale in Underworld before I knew I even liked girls. So young prepubescent Andrew was like, I like what's on the screen right now.
I think what had to be my what happened to be my oh shit moment was surprisingly not when not the first day of the Rippaverse of like isom 1 dropping and everything just like hitting everybody in the face like, whoa, like we weren't expecting $1 million in like especially in the first week. My oh shit moment was on my birthday, the following year after, or like half a year after, because it was a Sunday, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna go ahead and wake up, and this is gonna be the day where I don't have to make the coffee this time. And surprisingly, I woke up to like a bunch of messages in our private chats and on like on Gilded and stuff. They're like, "Sheet, bro, where the hell are you?" So on and so forth. I'm like, the hell is going on? They're like, bro, there's so many bots in the guild, and I'm like,
oh God, I remember that.
Bro.
Holy shit.
I might even remember that. Yes.
She break that down for them. I remember that.
Like I shit you not. At that moment, we had roughly like 740, 50 somewhere right there members. From nowhere, it jumped up to like 3,200, and I was like, whoa! So I'm no longer the only.
That is multiple Calvin Galatas.
That's both. Yeah, exactly.
I passed admin, I passed admin powers to Andrew. I passed to Brandon. I passed to Caro, and I'm like, bro, we got to get in here. We got to clean some shit up.
Dude, I am the only guy in my Gilded that handles all of that, and I'm almost at 280 in my Gilded right now. And I have been lucky so far that my Gilded self-polices themselves. And there have been some people that had some knockdown dragouts, but they shake hands and they walk away friends at the end of the day. So I've been lucky.
I will give you a couple pointers. One, set up a questionnaire for anybody doing when you do an invite.
Yep.
Set up a questionnaire that mitigates bots.
Mine is optional, and if you don't answer it, even though it's optional, I won't admit you. That's the trick.
There you go.
Nice.
Because people are like, well, it was optional. And there are some people who are actually like really good people and they're like super chill in the Gilded now. They're like, yeah, it was optional. I didn't think I had to. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of how I, you know.
Keep it smooth.
It's like, if you're actually interested, you'll answer the question. Some people, like I got people that got applications in now, and I respond to them and I'm like, well, okay, can you please expand on why you want to be in the Gilded? Because some people come up with like some cheeky answer. I'm like, all right, you're either here to cause a ruckus or you're actually just trying to be funny, and because it's text, yeah.
Pretty much. But the other pointer I had was one of the things I had to learn was how to basically like how to use the bot system. So now I know how to create bots and how to like give it like different like commands and stuff. Give it specific keywords. So like if anybody uses a certain word or something like that, then they're automatically kicked. And if it's using like, you know, links or something like that, then they're automatically kicked, or at least spamming links. And whatnot,
yeah,
and they're automatically kicked.
So, I gotta get better on my bot stuff. Don't let an SJW in my Gilded.
That is something that Eric has been incredibly good at thus far, which is vetting people that he brings onto his team and into his space.
Well,
I mean, he everybody that was here, he brought in because he knew that they were people that would rock with him through thick and thin. There were people that would have his back, people that would pick up a shovel and bury somebody for him if we needed to.
Pig farms, bro.
I'm not saying we have. I'm not saying we have.
Pig farms.
I'm just saying.
There's a lot of
Make a friend with a
feral
farmer
pigs in Texas.
Make a friend.
I'm just saying that there's some people that are like, I don't do violence. I'm like, that's cute.
Reason number 49 why Caro's my favorite. But no, that's extremely important.
Caro's out there answering emails, running a shovel like, no, Eric would love to come on the show. Just give us a time here and be like, shut up.
Anyway, keep us set up this interview.
Some dude's just laying there, just gurgling.
She just gets a glint in her eye as she's typing.
The level of importance of choosing the right people, not just people that are skilled at what you need them for, but people that you can actually trust. Eric puts a great deal of trust in every single one of us. He trusts Sheep to not piss off his community and lose him a bunch of fans. He trusts Caro to not set him up with interviews.
Sheep called me gay, jackals. So he failed there. He pissed me off.
You're only one. It's whatever. Everybody's laughing at you, so I'll win.
One's the threshold.
He trusts Brian with access to the YouTube channels to not post something, I don't know, throwing up porn on there or something. I don't know.
That's a big thing, man.
Throw anything out there. He trusts me with his social media. I have access to his actual social media accounts. He trusts me to not post something
that's a big
completely heinous, right? That would destroy his reputation or whatever, make him look bad, at least for 5 minutes. You have to surround yourself with people that you trust, and you have to vet the people that you bring onto your team, especially in this independent sphere. We don't have the luxury of big backing from mega corpos, that they're going to handle everything on the back end. It's whatever. They're going to put people in place that they want. And the make or break is on them, not on you. Well, it's on us. It's
the weight is definitely there.
And so that puts a lot of pressure. The things that Eric allows me to get eyes on when it comes to, creative projects and things like that, that's an immense amount of faith. Same thing goes for Caro. Same thing so for Brian and Eric and Sheep. There's a lot of faith that Eric places in all of us. And I think I can speak for all of us when I say we don't take that for granted, because we're here to rock with Eric, because we believe in what he's doing and we want to be a part of that. And we want to see it successful. And we want to see a lot of other people replicate that. We want to see more projects whether they reach the same dollar amount that isom 1 and 2 did, or a little bit less, or even more, whatever that looks like. It's important that this independent sphere continues to grow, that more people that are trying to offer legitimate alternatives. And I can't impress upon everyone the importance of that key phrase, legitimate alternatives, not just something that this is an alternative for alternative's sake, right? This is an alternative because it's not filled with SJW nonsense. It's the opposite, right? Or it's just, we call it anti-woke, but the writing's crap, or the art's crap, or all of the above, right? It's important for them to be of quality. That's why we see successes like Battle Brick Road. That's why we see successes like, Graveyard Shift and Cyberfrog and all of these other books out there. And there are a lot more out there. I've got, what have I got in front of me right now? I've got She's Sakura from the great Billy Tucci. I've got Lady Alchemy by Martina Marcotta. That book, I will say, was actually quite good, though I will say it's not necessarily to my normal taste. Yeah, Achromatic Chronicles from Jay.
I have that upstairs. This weekend, I'm actually going to read Crimson Wren of the True North from Clownfish TV. I'm going to read Achromatic Chronicles Blue, because I finally finished Razorfist's first novel, The Long Moonlight. So I got that done with the book club, and then I have about a dozen more that I have to get to.
Yeah, you'll never get tired of reading good shit.
But that's so here's the thing, that there are that many good projects, or at least interesting looking projects coming out, that it's hard to keep up with.
So here's the here's the secret, everybody. For those of you who
I'm an editor, I get to do it whenever
my chat knows this. My chat knows this. I hated reading when I was a kid. Reading for me was made to be a chore. I hated it so much. I wouldn't even read a comic book. I watched all the television shows. A lot of my friends read the comic books, and I'd had in-depth conversations with them. I have never claimed to be a comic book fan on my channel. I've claimed to be a comic book student, right? Because I was the guy that went, and I like, well, especially as the internet started to grow, because when I was a wee lad, the internet wasn't a thing. But as people started coming out and talking about more of the stuff, I'd go and research it.
I was there during the old magic.
Yeah. And then, yeah, exactly, right? And so I'd go and research it because I looked at our Superman and Batman and Green Lantern and Thor and all, I mean, you know, everybody, the Marvel and DC guys, all the stuff that I grew up with, because I grew up with the animated shows, and I could listen to people talk about this stuff, and I could learn, and then I could talk with my friends who read the books, and then we could go back and forth. And even friends of mine are like, you know, for a dude who's never picked up a comic, you've got a fair amount of knowledge. I'm like, yeah, don't call me a comic book fan, call me a comic book student, because I treat them the same way that I would treat the old pantheons, you know, Zeus and Hera and all those guys.
I got those books too.
There you go. Yeah, I've got some stuff in the house too.
Show it.
That's my favorite. I'll show it off here in a second. This is my birthday. That's I actually pulled it out on stream last night. This is
I'm sorry, what?
He whipped it out on stream.
Yeah, it's that kind of stream, guys. Sorry.
But here's the thing: is I was like, hey God, I don't want to be the dad. I have 4 kids. I don't want to be the dad who doesn't read in front of his kids. I don't want to be that guy. I was like, God, please give me a reason. Please give me a reason to want to read. And God's like, you're going to interview authors every week of your life from now on. And I'm like, what?
Oh, no.
God, are you sure? He's like, didn't ask if I was sure. I told you what you were going to do. And I'm like, okay. Yep. And I mean, I make the time that I can. I do what I can. But
and hang out with madmen like Richard and me.
Yeah, you guys are tame compared to me. I've been good this stream. I feel good about myself. That's awesome. Anyway, before
he's about to ruin that. He's about to ruin that streak. Give it a second.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be great. Well, no, I can't ruin that streak because I got a bunch of super chats and a bunch of member chats and stuff that I have got to get to because there are questions down below. There are memes down below. I've already seen a few people calling me gay, so we got to get to all of that. We've got to get to all of those. What? Why are you pointing? I see it. What did I do?
This is the only book I have. That's all I was talking about.
Oh,
this bad boy, still available.
Go get it.
35 bones.
There you go.
If I could pick up everything that I have over here without destroying stuff, I would. What the hell was that?
I was still on. I was still on the big screen.
I tell my son all the time. I'm like, boy, don't do that, and he's like, why? And I want to be like, because you don't want to be gay. But, like, I can't say that to my boy because he's not quite that old yet. I mean, he probably is. I'm like, boy, don't do that. Why? I'm like, men don't do that. And he's like, why don't men do that? And I'm like, because we need to build shit, boy. That's what.
We don't have time for it.
We ain't got
to make that shed, don't you?
Brian can
you have
pick
no
up
idea.
and put down a whole band set. That's what
Dude,
he can do.
the hole that I dug right for there. Myself. You got. Here's the funny part: the shed thing. That's not a joke. That's actually. Yeah, that's I
wasn't kidding when I said it.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna have to build. We've needed one for a while, and I promptly dug a hole this evening. That's okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to some super chats because we have had quite a few super chats. I also found some interesting chats that I just thought were slightly relevant. That's a music stand. I know what that looks like. I actually don't know where my old music stands are. Huh?
Don't worry about it. You're good.
Nope. All right, going over here from much earlier in the show, right at the beginning, the ultimate kahuna. Oh, you suck! Oh
no! Oh no! At least it wasn't a cover C. Imagine if that had been cover C.
So I watched a guy.
Not the worst thing that's happened on the stream.
I've got my cover B up here. It's signed. It's hanging on the wall, right? 90% sure it also broke out of its packaging. Interesting.
Wow.
But Eric talked about, and I watched a dude's heart. I was on a stream with a guy a while back, and I watched his heart sink it because Eric talked about how good the quality of the books were. And so I took the book. I'm like, yeah, Eric said the book was good. Look at that. Look at how tightly you can roll it up.
Oh my God, what are you doing?
Yeah. Eric said it was good. How do you test the quality if you don't? And I'm like, still to this day, I think I'm the only person that was like, Eric said the paper was good, and I opened it up, and I was like, yeah, how far can you bend the pages before they begin to start to crease?
It's not a newspaper that you slap a cat with.
He said it was good. How do you test that quality? I got the collector's one that's signed right
this
there.
This is a really good mic. I'm going to smack my wife over the head with it just to make sure.
Here's an analogy that works best. Like everybody, like Eric is a sword seller, so everybody's buying swords. He says they're high quality. He slams his sword up against some rocks. That's his sword. If he loses in war, that's on him. Everybody else, we're good. We're good.
Well, but I did that.
What's happening right now?
I don't know. I did that on stream, dude, and the guy, his heart sank. He was like, and I'm like, dude, he said the books were built to last. How? As a reviewer, and that was a big selling point. And I think that I am the only reviewer on the internet that's about the 4th time I've done that to this book on the stream, not even off the stream, because I actually did it.
If nice Andrew's hair wasn't in the way, you would have seen the vein throbbing in his forehead.
You really would have. I could feel it. And here's the thing, though. I've been buying comics since I was yay high. My first comic book I got when I was like 8 years old. It was a floppy. My dad got me Man of Steel #0 and Flash #0 that took place after the 0 Hour Crisis of Time event from it was a yard sale or a garage sale. Back when I was like 8 years old, but I've had numerous trade paperbacks, omnibus collections, things like that. What we mean in terms of quality is that the paper isn't this lame ass baking paper, and the binding for the book itself isn't done with a cheap glue. Because I've had trade paperbacks from the big publishers where just by lightly going through the book, the pages start to fall.
And you guys also use a higher weight of paper.
Rolling the comic book up.
I'll do it again. I bought one book to suffer me. I bought another book to be the collector one. My signed one over there. It don't like that. No, no. I hold that one. I damn near hold that one with gloves. This one here. This is to prove, because that's the one thing people go. Well, he was like, no, he said it was good paper. He said it was high quality. He said it was built to last. If I can roll it the way that I just did, and again, that's like the 4th or 5th time on stream, not even off stream. I've shown other people. It's
actually a hobby of his.
It's but it's like, look, you don't have like a dummy when the man said, who else has actually tested that? Eric July said, these books are built to last. Who the hell else has done that? And guess what? I believe, Eric, that they're built to last because I've done that test. If he's going to claim it, I'm going to test it. And you know what? He's right. He's absolutely right.
He usually is.
No, I don't know him like you guys do. I'm some white dude in Iowa. I don't know him.
You really put that one into perspective.
You really did.
I was a white dude in Colorado before, and now I'm in Iowa. So you know,
I can't use that one. I can't be like I'm some black guy in Montana. I'm probably like one of the 4. So.
Dude, you gotta get the fuck out, man.
4? They got that many?
I just had this up for your super chats, by the way.
Oh no! Oh no!
That's all.
Oh god! All right, super chats, by the way.
Super chat time.
What the fuck happened with this? You roll up one comic book on stream and everybody starts clutching pearls and shit. Welcome to A Drink with Crazy, by the way.
Welcome to people who
he's not even drunk.
Take care of their books.
No, I'm not. I am far.
I am.
I love doing that, dude. I have to do it because I love watching people's reactions, and 2, I actually have a valid reason behind it. It's awesome. Danny Diego, a member for 10 months, says, gay, Royce is.
It's
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Booker, JJ Elliott just became a new member on the channel. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much. Mr. Hat sent in a $10 super chat. He said, I'm loving this. Richard, I can't wait to see your issue 2. I'm dropping a comic too. Shout out to the Rippaverse team. Congrats on 2 million plus. I've been reading Vagabond. What's y'all favorite manga to read?
It's been a while since
I will never
read
not
one.
say Shaman King has been my favorite since its inception.
Damn.
I gotta agree with Sheep.
The last
Shaman
long
King is
form
balls.
manga I read, this is how long it's been since I've gone through a long form manga. I was reading and watching as it was airing and as it was being translated chapter for chapter, Naruto.
Oh.
Outside of that, like a couple of smaller ones, I was a big fan. Latter half of my high school years and early college, the Mega Man Battle Network manga.
Dude, that I grew up with that cartoon.
I love the show and I love the games.
Dude, I played. You had the games too.
I've actually been playing Mega Man the last few days.
Man, those games get shit on by the Mega Man fandom, but those Battle Network games, I loved.
My daughter would agree with you.
You know, it's funny because the Mega Man series is the one series where I'm okay with the original concept and the other concepts they had, where they had X and then they also had EXE. I'm like, I'm cool with all of those. But you look at Sonic and it's like
Star Force.
Yeah, and Star Force. And it's like everything before IDW took over, that was the best. Like IDW fucked it up.
I never thought about that, but yeah, Mega Man was one of the few that actually could pull off a different concept
each time and make it work.
Yeah, I never actually thought about that.
The franchise lent itself to that well.
It was,
we say that, but there are other franchises that should have and they didn't, and I think maybe the creatives lent themselves to the franchise well.
They George Lucas themselves,
right? What the? Ron Leonzi for $4.99 says, I gotta keep going, man. There's some shit that I want to say, and I'm just like, nope. Ron Leonzi for $4.99 says, Rippaverse crew, make sure you get an army of hamsters on your site's backend for the upcoming Yaira campaign. Mark my words, it will outsell isom. It's a big titty blonde woman. Of course, it's gonna outsell isom.
It's Alpha Core, and then
yes.
Oh no, yeah. Notice Ron Leonzi completely skipped Alpha Core for the big titty blonde woman.
I mean,
not surprised.
Well,
Puppies and sex sell. Basic marketing 101.
It's one of those things where even Eric has said it a number of times. Like, everybody's gonna love isom, so on and so forth. He's got all this mystique about him, and he can do this, that, and the other. And then they see Yaira and they're like, we want 5 of those posters.
Yeah.
Yaira became the fan favorite pretty much right away.
I wonder why.
Like the idea behind Pokemon. Originally, Jigglypuff was supposed to be a mascot, but everybody likes a yellow fucking rat. But
Clefairy, actually.
Yeah, Clefairy. That's what it was. Clefairy, not Jigglypuff.
Right. I tell my chat's just like, Royce, why aren't you interested in Yaira? I'm like, dude, I married a big titty goth girl. Like, well, I tell you what, Eric drops the Rippaverse, his version of a big titty goth girl, superhero. Yeah, I'll buy. Yeah, I'll be hyped for that book. But there's a lot less goth girl in Yaira than there should be.
Appreciate your candor at the very least.
I did that.
I'm not wrong. People that see my wife, they're like, "Oh yeah, we get it." I'm like I'm not lying. All right, Convoy Bebop, my buddy since high school, also my mod tonight.
Nice.
He says, you can't say you're surrounded by better people, Royce, because I'm here, and unless we're fixing a car, I'm a mess. He's not wrong. He's not right. That's my boy that I'm like, all right, dude, you pay attention to this crap more than I do. I can turn the wrenches, but what am I looking for? And he goes, all right, here's what you got to do. And I'm like, all right. Yeah, I've gotten to the point with newer vehicles. I just tell my wife, I'm like, take it to the shop. I don't.
Yep.
Well,
there's way too much under the hood these
dude,
days.
and like
too much electric shit.
Well, and it's not even that. There's stuff that I could do. I have gotten to the point with vehicles, I genuinely hate it. Yes, I can do it. I don't care. Take it to. It's that spinning the plates thing, right? Yes, I could spend the next hour of my life doing this thing and getting royally pissed, or I can have somebody else do it. I don't.
It is 2023. I am still driving a 2005 Honda Element.
Nothing wrong with it.
And the reason for that is because my stepfather's 2023 truck randomly stops functioning whenever the computer dies, and that Honda Element will keep going even if I break half of the frame. It'll just keep growing.
Just to also put this into perspective, while I'm not a mechanic or I'm not as mechanically inclined as you guys are, I know a lot about like household appliances. So like refrigerators, dishwashers, washing machines, and whatnot. I can work with a lot of those. And once the board dies, once the board dies, you may as well just start looking for another machine.
Yep,
dude, I've helped my dad. Back in the day tear apart washers and dryers. For like we had I can't remember what it was. It wasn't. It was the. It was a pulley for the belt. Pulley for the belt on the dryer. Yeah, man laughs because he knows. Yeah, that is the worst thing that you have to get to on a dryer,
dude. Is first off, I've dealt with some machines where basically it's like that scene from Don't Look Under the Bed when like they're first going under the bed and it's a whole bunch of like shit. I've had to like vacuum that shit out just to change the fucking wheel on the belt. And then put the shit back to fucking together. That's fun.
Yeah, they don't. And by the way, dryers, ladies and gentlemen, they don't come apart nice.
Nope.
The frame just does this.
Oh, dude, it's horrible. God, I won't do it again. There are things that I'm like, I can do, but I won't ever again. Never. No, it's not.
You understand your time is valuable, and there are things you're willing to spend it on, and things you're not.
And then there are things that my wife is like, hey, but it's a lot cheaper if you do it. And I'm like, motherfucker.
Leave me alone.
It's just,
you don't appreciate ingenuity until you've had to electric.
Back in the day, I used to just, before I was a salary guy, and then when I was working overtime, I'd just like, babe, I'll just work an extra 10 hours this week. I don't give a shit. Just pay. I'm salary now. That price don't change. Now when she's like, but it's cheaper when you do it. What do I say? I can't just work extra. Like, I mean, I guess I could to get out of it, but no, she'd save it for me. Never mind. All right, before I get in more trouble, Maji Chan for $2 says, get Rose the goat. I am not buying a fucking goat. No. My whole chat. Your wife wants a goat. I'm not getting a fucking goat. I'm not going to do it. The motherfuckers will eat the pants off your leg.
Buy the goat.
I'm not buying my wife a goat.
Yeah, obviously not. She's going to buy it, and then you're going to build the pen. So,
we should just have the timer.
Richard, I swear to God.
I'm just telling you.
You have no idea how close to reality this is. Oh, this is funny. Haha, YouTube. You have no clue.
Royce, here you go. Look,
you'll love having
build a pen. It doesn't matter. Goats are escape artists. They'll find a way to fuck.
Oh, I know.
So
I know.
You know that might be an expensive. Find
that motherfucker on your roof.
Dude, not even a lot.
An expensive mistake.
Dude, I love the goat. I have the goat. It's adorable. And the goat. No. I love Sheeps. He's just like, dude, Sheeps and I are just like, we've been in so many similar situations. It's not even funny at this point.
I call myself Sheep City.
Wait,
yeah, fucked by a goat?
I don't even know where that came from, to be honest.
I mean, we was talking about goat.
I don't know where that came from.
I love... You got to follow it up, but it's not true.
It's not true. I just don't know where it came from.
Yeah, that was the, oh shit, I didn't deny it before I fucking...
Always deny first.
No.
That is the correct course of action.
Well,
the Mirrorsphere Origins member for 4 months says, hail to you all. Keep killing it. Absolutely. I think everybody here plans on doing that. I think we're surrounded by that level of talent this evening. Oh man, John A. Douglas for $4.99 says, "Yeah, John, dude, John's a good dude, man.
John's great. I love the guy.
Oh, you know John too?
Yeah, John Douglas.
Yeah. All right, cool. No, dude, he actually just celebrated his 1,000 subscriber stream today. So congratulations to John A. Douglas for hitting 1,000 subscribers, man. Mm-hmm. So John A. Douglas,
that puts him in rare air. There's like it's a small statistic of people that actually ever hit 1,000 subs on YouTube.
Yeah,
so it's a big deal. Like it may not, if you compare it to like people that have hundreds of thousands or millions of subs, it may not seem like a big deal, but there's actually far more people that you are over. Than you realize if you manage to hit 1,000 subs.
And it's staggering.
Hard. That's super hard to do. So major congrats to him,
dude.
Congrats.
When I did that video talking about Eric July and the Rippaverse, I had 96 subscribers. That was 14 months ago. 14 months ago, I had 96 subscribers, and you just put in the work. And John puts in the work, and he's reading people's books. He's interviewing people. He's entertaining as hell. Dude, I literally took like the heat of like the Iron Age. I got ironage.media here. I named my show Iron Age Nights. I still haven't had Razor Fist on the show. John Douglas had the guy on a month ago. Like, I still haven't gotten, in touch with Razor Fist to do that. And John's just like, and not only that, watching the interview that John gave to Razor Fist, I was intimidated because I was like, I can't give that interview because I was the guy that hated reading as a kid. So I don't have.
Razor reads like a motherfucker.
Dude. Mm-hmm. I was shocked. I was listening to that entire interview and I was like, I have nothing to add. I don't even know what the fuck I could talk to this guy about.
Well, and if we're going to gush on John, I just also want to say that The Black Crown is going to be, I think, coming out in October or November. He's working on getting the cover art done, so it'll be here soon. There'll be a review from Periapsis Press in the second issue of Anvil. So
that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Actually, Periapsis Press, I passed off Periapsis Press to Caro today.
Ah, well, good. She's great.
Yeah, her reviews are probably the best formatted reviews I've ever seen when it comes to books. And here's Katie's thing. She will only put up a review of a book that she liked. Period. And she'll go in.
Smart thing to do.
And
it's true. I know.
Yeah, that was funny. She wouldn't do a review of Daniel's book.
Yep.
But she gave him the feedback though, and he was able to correct. But one of the things about Periapsis Press, if you guys are looking for, she does sci-fi and fantasy, and indie sci-fi and fantasy. She will actually go into the history of the style of writing to give people the context in which she's reviewing it. A lot of sci-fi and fantasy might be based in different time periods, right? So she will actually cover a little bit of that history and a little bit of that know-how there. She will give you in small 4 to 5 paragraph sections the context of her review. So you have all of the information you need just to read her review. She is fantastic. Periapsispress.com. She is absolutely fantastic. I do the book club with her. It was her idea to do the book club. It wasn't me. She was like, "Hey, would you be interested in this?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's." And apparently when we went rounds, I was told I saw a meme today on Gilded, on her Gilded, And it was like, this was Royce and Katie last night, and it was Cameron Diaz screaming, and then there was the cat meme sitting there.
Oh my
like,
goodness.
we were pushing back on each other about Razorfist's book, about things that we liked and things that we didn't. And but no, I'm telling you, as a review channel, Periopsis Press for fantasy and sci-fi, just her reviews are worth the visit. It's
Agreed.
like, because I've never seen another reviewer going, hey, do you need the context to this review? And it's not some gobbledygook about modern day politics. It's where the genre came from, the time period they're talking about, and how that came. Here's my review. It is fantastic. Oh,
doing the legwork.
Yeah. Oh, dude. She does. She's awesome. She's awesome. John A. Douglas for $4.99. Hail the Rippaverse team. I'll be reviewing isom number 2 next week, and Royce will be streaming with me next week on our breakdown stream. Big thanks to you all. Yes, yeah, Thursday over on John A. Douglas's channel. I will be over there, and we are going to be talking about isom 2, the things we loved, the things that we didn't like so much. Actually, I will say this, and I've said this on the channel before, isom 2 as a reader was a noticeable jump in writing chops. It was a noticeable jump. I have told people this. isom 1, you felt like it was Eric's first book. isom 2, you felt like it was Eric's 5th book. That's how much of a leap he did in my personal mind. Now, that might get me in trouble, and all these guys are like, Eric, you gotta blacklist this guy. Don't even let him buy from your channel anymore. But I'm gonna be honest. It was that noticeable of a difference for me that I was like, holy crap. And I have to say this. Oh my God, I have to say this so much. I have to say this. You guys, and I want you guys to take this to Eric. Maybe don't take this to Eric. I don't know. Yeah, take it to Eric. Yeah.
I'll take it.
So
like,
Eric came out
and
so Eric came out and he did this video and he was like, hey, we know some books went out that had typos in them, right? Right? Or like there was typos in the books and he's like, I'm sorry guys, like I apologize. It's like, that's on me. Eric, don't apologize. Because you just gave me a collector's edition of isom. Even though I have it opened, the typo edition were day one orders. So I can prove verifiably with the typos that you confirmed I have a day one order and I have and those were a limited print. And so when Eric came out and he made and he apologized to which he should have done, he confirmed to me my isom 2, it may not be signed, and that's fine. But it is a collector's isom 2 now.
Just don't roll it up.
Mine are signed.
I already did.
You missed out.
God.
I did, and my review. Go watch my review. No, he's
so cruel.
I can't bear to watch books be treated that way.
Dude, I'm a construction...
whether they're ours or not.
So here's the thing. If I didn't feel that it couldn't handle it, I wouldn't do it, obviously. Fair. Now, if I didn't feel that it could handle it and I wouldn't do it, what would that say about Eric talking about the high quality, the heavy paperweight of the book? The fact that that was my isom 1 that my collector's one's over there. That one, we treat that one nice. I do believe in treating certain, on this book back here, my birthday present that my wife gave me. Yeah, that is my 1881 edition of Dante's Inferno with all 76 original illustrations.
Oh, nice.
Whoa. I treat that thing with the utmost respect. Oh, by the way, it is still in its original binding. So, again, there are books that you test and books that you don't, and you have to know the dividing line. But I also happen to know Eric July has a lot of little dickheads out there that like to go, oh, Eric this, Eric that. Like, oh, his book's actually not that good of quality. And then you have jackasses like me going, really? It's not that good? Because I can roll it up. Dude, I could beat my cat right now with this thing and it would be fine. Like, what do you mean?
That's the testing standard? You just beat the cat with it?
No. I could.
Off camera, it's fine.
I could. That's but literally the first time I did that on stream, that was the thing is people are like, his comic's not actually that good. And Eric could literally clip me in his videos and be like, this motherfucker, like, yeah, it's that good because this guy is just stupid enough to do that.
With issue number 1 of Anvil, I got a couple of people. And they have their issues. They have replacements going out now with better packaging.
Here's my collector's edition.
Yeah, the actual. I was going to say the actual cover is a little bit less atrocious.
The real cover.
I'm never opening that one. I can't believe you guys memed the fuck out of me.
Anyway, but some people.
I opened that live on stream.
People who just absolutely wrecked it. Like they folded it in half along the spine. And it was like they threw it down a hill and ran it over with a truck. And the people were able to flatten it out and put some books on top of it. And it was mostly okay. Mind you, it was still rough, but I mean, they could take abuse, you know. You got to love the post office, man. They treat every package with just the absolute care that you would expect from a government worker. So
true sovereignty.
Top quality.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Government union workers. Faith Thomas. This is not a super chat, but this is a chat that I saw, and I thought I would read it. Faith Thomas says, I'm currently writing a tributary comic book about my grandmother, and I love to know from your panel how long you need to take before you're happy with your stuff.
Good question.
As long as it takes, but not too long. I know it's a very confusing question, but this manga, for example, that I'm working on, it's been in the works for about 3 years now, and I only finished the prologue. I'm just now getting to the first chapter, but as of now, like you don't want to wait until like it's too late and somebody else has already like delivered your concept.
I think Caro and Mr. Weathers can probably both speak to that pretty well as both being published. When it comes to like, there's a point of diminishing returns when you're trying to go back and alter things in your story constantly,
re-edit and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. I think as long as you're telling what you set out to tell, that's step one. That's like the goal you want to go for, and your first stuff's never going to be as good as your 5th, 6th, 10th, 50th thing. So you're going to get better the more you do it, but you won't get better if you don't do it. So
true.
Oh yeah, if you're just sitting on that first one and not putting it out for public like review, I don't know where I was going with that thought. I'm sorry.
Well, you tried it, then nobody sees it, and nobody can talk to you about it.
Nobody can give you feedback, and if your target audience can't give you feedback and let them know that, hey, we were your target audience, this landed with us, but this didn't, you can't actually improve and pivot where you need to.
Well, and also a lot of times I don't think you this was definitely the case for me with whether it be like games or websites or the magazine. It's you don't actually know. You're like, oh, I know what it takes to finish X project, right? And you don't until you've done it. And so until you get it all the way out there, fully completed and in someone's hands, like you don't really know what it takes to do it.
Yeah.
And so
Also, there's this.
Oh, go on. I'm sorry.
Yeah. On top of that, with any project, it's something that I can't stress enough that it gets overlooked a lot. You need objective eyes on it at some point before you go to the publishing phase. You need an editor, or at the very least, if you're not able to afford an editor, you need beta readers, people that don't know what you're trying to say that can interpret as an objective audience. You need a person that can say, I don't get what you were trying to get to here. I don't understand. So that you can make it something that and anybody that picks it up can understand it.
Also, since yours is tributary, it sounds like it'd be good to have like different types of people, you know, giving feedback, like people that knew this person, and also people that just don't know at all. Like, not to say a stranger, but like all different types of other people's thoughts can help like reassure because you're saying whether you're happy with it or not. But that's, you know, what's the word? Subjective.
Yeah, you can really get in your own head about things.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like
happens all the time with every writer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a fast drafter just because of that. I give myself 1 week to write a book and then I'll edit it afterwards. And the reason I do that is because it's a lot easier to edit a page with some okay writing on it than it is to edit a blank page.
If you're worried about it being perfect, it's never going to be perfect.
It's never going to be perfect.
It's never going to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the old adage that says a painting is never finished. It's only abandoned.
Yep. I was thinking the same thing as a Da Vinci.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, Da Vinci.
It was me. I just made it up, actually.
No!
You just said he's the man who does everything. You guys said it earlier. He even comes up with timeless quotes.
Yeah,
he steals timeless quotes.
He actually let Da Vinci borrow that quote.
Claiming that he stole something. What is this, an election? He didn't steal it. Whatever.
Also, I would say, I would also say, what you want to do is like if you're getting people to like kind of like look over your book, ideally you would want to get someone who's impartial to like, you know, their relationship to you. Like my manga, I had my girlfriend, like an editor. Like I had my girlfriend read it, I had her mother read it, and then I had somebody who knows nothing about it.
Yep. So, an objective eye will always help you,
and take that criticism as well, like with like, you know, within reason. Don't like just rework something because somebody says, you know, well, it might get a little controversial with me saying this, but where's the representation? Like, don't take every single bit of criticism, but taking into account what people saying is like, I don't understand this part or something like that.
Make use of useful criticism.
Yeah, it depends on who you're talking to as well. When I used to go to a writing group, there was this well-meaning lady there who really couldn't remember what happened 10 minutes ago, right? And so whenever she was reading my manuscript and something would happen, she'd be like, I don't remember this happening. You need to remind the reader about it. And I was like, it literally happened last week. Like you and I sat at this exact same place and you read the passage. Like, no, it didn't. I don't remember that. So again, if you run into something like that, be like, okay, thank you. And then move on. Don't really fight that because it doesn't get anywhere. But if you notice that 3 people are kind of like, hey, this part right here doesn't work, maybe be like, okay, maybe it doesn't work. Maybe I should take a look at it.
Yeah, I I'm not gonna. I almost started a fight with a writer in my guilded this morning.
That's how you do it.
Yeah,
I mean, don't do that.
Okay, it's good for them. Give them a tough skin.
Well, no. Here's the thing. Good guy, great guy. Love him to death. He may or may not be here tonight. I don't know. I haven't seen his name pop up in the chat. Great guy. Love him to death. But it was one of those things, and he was like, "How come you're coming at me with the fangs out right now?" I'm like, "I'm not coming at you with fangs out. It's just how I type. It comes across that way." But I push on people. I don't like if you're going to make a claim. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's go into that claim. And people are like, and it's like, let's talk about this. And oftentimes I get a little too focused. Like we'll be talking about a book, and then they'll make a claim about like a writing style or about a writing rule. And then I will comment on that writing rule, and then they'll go back to the book. I'm like, I'm done talking about the book. I don't care about the book. You mentioned the writing rule. Let's talk about that. And they're like, and I will make that flip so hard that a lot of people like don't catch it. But we did have a good conversation. And overall, I do hope that he had a really good day. It was fun. I'm a strange person. Hey, I should read super chats.
As an editor, I give advice. I don't ever tell anybody what to do. It's always advice. Take it or leave it. It's your choice, you know, when it comes to criticism.
I just want the chat to know that Sheeps is giving me shit in the private chat on StreamYard. Just so everybody's aware.
Get him. Drag his ass, Sheeps.
Oh, by the way, Sheeps, Joseph Peck earlier, he says, can I have a signed NDA card? Yeah. Honestly, I don't know what kind of mailing that would non-NDA.
Don't ask.
Don't ask. Well, I don't know what it would take for the panel who's been here tonight to sign it, to sign an NDA card.
That becomes merch. We just get NDA cards.
Yeah, we've already signed the NDA. So what's the card? It's just another sign.
Just I don't know. It's a blank piece of cardboard, and you guys sign it and be like, send it to people.
Hear me out.
He didn't say who needed to sign it, so we can put anybody's signature.
It's true. It's true. He didn't. He just said he wanted it signed.
George Hamilton, Ringo Starr. It could be anybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut in because I'm turning into a pumpkin on your stream, and I don't want to have like my eyes fall asleep and then I fall to the floor. So
no, you're fine.
She's not the insomniac I am.
I would actually stick around if that happened.
Our average is about 3 hours, so you're good.
No, Caro, if you have to go, you are more than welcome to talk about any and every project that you have under the sun right now. You share those links in the private chat. I'll make sure to get those down into the live chat. If you have to go, I got some super chats that I still have to read. All of you guys could disappear right now, and then I would have to tell the host. Yeah, like,
my body doesn't shut down until after 3 usually. Anyway,
I was waiting for Sheeps to just disappear. You know, there's the peace sign. I was waiting for the fade out, and I was like,
right.
I'll give you my links first, and then I'll do my quick outro. That seems a polite thing to do.
Polite. Have you been here? Or what polite thing have we done all night?
She's the one trying to be setting an example.
Okay.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Shining example. I like.
There you go. There's the merch. You get T-shirts that say the Caro standard.
I have one that says I'm helping.
As long as you're not the government, I'll accept it.
Just says Notion and big,
Actually, I do. It's on my merch website. Got a heart and everything.
Excellent.
Chaos Manager is a good one too.
That's Chaos my hat. Yeah.
Oh,
coordinator.
God.
You want to do one more thing, Caro?
What are they? What?
One more.
I recommend Caro's books. I bought a couple of them.
Oh, thank you. So I write under Caro Brown. I also write under Faye Black. If you don't like romance, don't go into Faye Black. Just stick with Caro Brown. So I'm just throwing that disclaimer out there. My current project that I'm working on right now is called Stitch Witch. I am writing that during a book a week challenge, which is going to take place not this week, but the following week. So that goes back to the fast drafting. And so if you get to the end of 2 weeks from now and I look really tired, that's why. But thank you so much for having me. It was such a delight to meet all of you and talk to your community.
Yeah, I meet you.
So I am honored that when I reached out and I said, I would really love to have members of the team on. And we were still working out dates at the time. And you were like, hey, but it would be really, you're like, this weekend would be really cool. And you were like, but like, I'm also kind of moving into my new house that weekend, and I'd like to be on the stream. Would you move the stream? I was like, wait, this person wants to be on the stream. I was like, fuck yeah, I'll move the stream. That was such an honor. Clinkies.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got that.
Y'all so transcendent.
So trans. That's Sheep's way of calling everybody gay right now.
Shit, I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna make that a fucking T-shirt now, dude. I cannot believe it.
I can do it. I have a merch store now.
Yeah. I'm working on it. But
your face, Sailor Moon's body.
Transcendent. No, but
in transformation, it's perfect.
Caro, obviously you've got to go, but seriously, for the last almost month that we've been in communication, you have been absolutely fantastic. I thank you so much. I've also been keeping up with the daily videos that you do. With your was it the Chun-Li challenge or
my fitness stuff?
Yeah,
where I look like all red tomato faces. I ran, guys. I ran.
Yeah, but
tired.
It's motivational to people out there who need it. I see that you're doing that. You're still doing live streams all the time. You're busy, and again, just thank you for answering that email. It was like, hey, I'm just a small channel. I'm not really in anybody, but would you mind? And you did, and thank you. Seriously, It has been an absolute honor. And if you ever need a place to talk about your new project, your new book, or anything that you are writing, my channel is open, my emails are open, my DMs are open, whatever. Whatever you want to shill.
Oh, that's so cool. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. All of you, I should say. Okay, I'm falling asleep. My words are failing me. Thank you for having me. I will talk to you.
So have a good night, Carol.
Good night, Carol.
Night.
Speaking of goats, that one just left.
Yeah. She is fantastic. She really is. Like I've had fantastic interactions with her. I mean, she roped all you guys into coming on to this channel, which hopefully Eric doesn't fire you for being over here. I won't apologize though, because I'm not Canadian.
Well, nobody's been called a muggle, so we don't have to worry about it right now.
You don't even have to worry about that.
He's throwing out like some Harry Potter shit right now.
I proved that doesn't mean shit to Eric. I can call people muggles on Twitter all day long. He don't care. He'll make a video out of it and monetize them.
I'm calling people transcendent. That's my thing.
All right, is Brian get ready to hit on the drums, dude? I can't hear you. I can't.
My AirPods died, and I don't want to have all that like the echo going on. So I'm trying to.
Oh, okay. I was like, dude, if this guy's gonna lay down a beat for like the super chats, I'm like, let's go, bro. Just like a. I'm like, yeah. Like
put on the show.
And then just get cheap on bass.
I think I could do like some strobe light shit. It'd be great. Oh my God. It would be an absolute nightmare. Brandon Clark for $20 says, let's go Alpha Core.
Oh yeah. Wait.
Oh yeah. It's I will say this. When that guy called me out, he was like, yeah, but like you're doing like the comic commentating stuff now. So for your audience, you should do that. And I was like, this motherfucker. It's like, are you fucking with me right now?
Well, was he wrong?
No, he wasn't.
No.
Now I
didn't think so.
Yeah, but now I gotta build a shed. Like you don't understand. I gotta like.
It's trust me,
dude.
Alpha
Here's the
Core's
thing.
worth it.
I got lucky with my wife, guys. I haven't seen my bank account in 3 years. But I know all of my bills are paid. My children are fed. Not only that are my children fed, they're also homeschooled. We also have freshly grown vegetables out of our garden. She also raises 40 chickens for us.
40?
Right? I have
makes delicious spices and barbecue sauces that
you
I
can
steal
fuck
from
off
Corey.
because you're buying all that shit from me. I don't want to hear it right now. Okay? I'm watching all of these lovely jars of barbecue sauce disappear. Oh, but honey, Daniel bought them. Fuck that guy. What about me? Anyway, but my wife is unbelievably fantastic, right? I got lucky. I really did. So when I go, hey, babe, I really need to get that because I just told you all of those things that she does, right? She raises my children. She homeschools. Oh, by the way, like 4 out of the 7 nights a week, because we have leftover nights, and then some nights it's just like, all right, it's mom and dad's night. Kids, you fend for yourselves. You eat some cereal, whatever. Like, you got to have those nights. Like, everybody, but like most of the nights of the week, I come home to a home-cooked dinner. My wife sometimes will stay up extra late to make me lunch for work the next day, right?
Good woman.
Yeah. She does a lot for me. Yeah. There you go. You know what I'm talking about. And
relish the blessing.
I do. And now I have to build a fucking shed because I have to fucking buy Alpha Core and Yaira because she already does that much for me. I'm like, hey babe. I gotta buy another comic book. Is that cool? And that's where the shed comes in.
At this point, given all of that you just said, I think that's a fair deal.
It's totally a fair deal. I just didn't want to do it. I just,
Now, speaking of fair deals, I gotta go eat myself.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, not myself. I gotta go eat as well.
No. You're fine. You're fine. So, are you done giving me shit for the night? Like that's
I mean, if this camera goes off and I'm no longer on this panel, then yes. Actually, that's probably
don't buy it. He might still be in the chat. He might still be in the chat. He's lurking
right now. I'm double table right now. I'm looking at the chat. Let me pull this up on my phone. I'm gonna be over there like this.
Left the chat on dark mode. He's gonna be lurking.
I'm eating like this.
Dude,
if I stop responding, it's because I died of like choking on food and laughing at you.
Don't do that. Don't
die. We need you, sheep.
No, I'm not gonna die. I'm just saying if.
Yeah, I got you.
Worst case scenario.
Right.
Exactly.
Sheep, you got anything that you would like to shout out, man? Anything you're working on, projects you'd like to tell everybody
about? Buy everything. Well, not literally everything in one sitting, but buy from the Iron Age, buy from Eric Weathers, buy from Eric July, buy from Razorfist, buy from Raging Golden Eagle, buy from that Umbrella guy, Yellow Flash, when he drops his stuff. We're Eat the Van Skyver. We're making plays out here. We're making plays. Marvel, DC ain't ready for the parallel economy. And also be on the lookout for my retarded ass move, because I decided to make a manga in an industry where manga's already thriving, and think that I'd be able to do something good. It's fine though, because like even if I don't make money off of this manga, it's a love letter to the community that helped me out of a very, very dark situation in my lifetime. So be on the lookout for that. That's going to be, I think, do you have the link already? I can get you
that I actually don't know. I might.
Yeah, I'm interested.
It's on your locals. I've got your locals.com link.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, it's definitely on my locals. That's where I'm going to be uploading it. The prologue is there right now if you want to check it out.
I'm intrigued. I'm doing
that's pretty much all I'm promoting as of now, because I have the tabletop game and the other manga series that I'm working on in the back burner while I'm focused on this.
Sweet. Dude, that's awesome. And when it gets closer, I mean, obviously you're going to get invited on a lot of streams to go talk about stuff. But if you feel the need to reach to the bottom of the barrel, come on over here. I'll have you back.
I am the bottom of the barrel. I'm shaking hands with you. What do you mean? I've been at the bottom of the barrel.
Okay, so like I was being nice. You're just being mean.
Well, he's being mean. I'm saying I'm down here with you already.
I'm not being mean. I was going to say, don't talk about yourself like that. This is a great channel.
I mean, no, it's not, but thank you.
You're welcome.
Dude, I'm like Rihanna. I love it when you lie. What?
Bro, stop being so transcendent. All right, I'm
Rippaverse is all about transparency. A drink of crazy is all about transparency.
He's giving me another reaction face. I appreciate you.
Oh shit!
I just saw that Anvil magazine cover that we did for him. That's pretty transcendent.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Dude, they didn't see the back though.
No.
I'm wired in, so I can't spin anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's the old.
If I could though.
I made a terrible mistake. This joke has gone too far. I tell you.
No, it's hilarious.
No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't.
I'm bringing it into daily conversation.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah. And then his wife sends a note in the package. Royce, I had nothing to do with this. I'm like, bullshit. She's packaging this thing up. She had everything to do with this. That was her idea, as far as I recall.
One more promotion before I get out of here. Horror Amarada, it has hit 500 subscribers on her YouTube channel.
Hell
That's
yeah.
awesome.
That is a 12-hour Halloween stream that she's doing.
Oh shoot!
If
what
you
we
get
doing?
her,
Is she playing Monster Hunter?
don't know. She's still in the works of trying to figure out what she's going to do. But if we get her to 1,000 subscribers, she's going to do a 24-hour stream. And I'm going to be there by proxy. So, I mean, like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it's a 2-for-1 sale. Got
it. like you know, I'm the guy that every
it's
time
like a Jose Canseco bat.
It's like every time you think of Billy Mays, I'm the but wait, there's more. I'm sorry.
Dude, I did a 36-hour day the other day because I literally cooked barbecue pulled pork and barbecue pulled beef. It wasn't a brisket. I didn't have a brisket. I had a beef roast, but yeah, I did 13 hours on the grill the night before, and then I was up all day before, and then we had company over, and I drank until 10 o'clock at night. So I did a 36-hour day doing barbecue.
That's nice. That's
yeah.
You should have put a camera up.
Dude, I did actually in my gilded. I hung out all night with the members of my gilded, man. We talked about everything under the sun. People from all over the world were tuning in and coming in. And it was a live stream. Everybody could talk in. Everybody was on camera. Dude, it was awesome, man. It was so cool. Had a couple dudes hang out with me all night. Like it definitely made that easier. Because if I'd have just sat there and had to monitor the fire myself all night, like it'd have been kind of like, eh. But dude, it was great, man. It was fucking awesome. So I will, maybe, I don't know, maybe Horror Amarada. It's not that hard to do a 24-hour stream when you got people hanging out with you. So I hope that like it's not. It's not.
Got all these cool ass stories and stuff. Only thing I've ever done is a 2-week edit job.
Nice.
That was. I know who he did it for too.
That was brutal.
I know who he did it for too. I have.
All right, I'm out of here.
All right, have a good night, man. I gotta get back to Super Chats. I keep you guys all night. Have a good night, James.
Catch you later, brother.
Have a good night.
See ya.
All right, Tim Allen for $10. Has anyone at the Rippaverse tried mead? And if so, do you like it and enjoy it? And what mead are you partaking in?
It's been a while since we had a mead question.
Yeah.
How is there a question? Like, mead is mead.
I've had one before and I hated it.
It's been a while since I've had any, but I liked it when I did.
It was so overly sweet.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it.
Not I.
It's delicious, but I don't understand the question because it's mead. How there's not much variation to honey fermentation.
What I had, it was so overly sweet I couldn't. But I don't like sweet anything hardly anymore. So
fair enough.
Brandon Clark for $10. Shout out Gabe El Taib. Dude is a real one. I actually just got T-Jaw from Gabe El Taib too. So I actually read that and did a review on my channel for Truth, Justice, American Way. I liked it, man.
Nice.
It reminded me of Saturday morning cartoons.
That's high praise right there in my book.
Like it did, man, dude. I haven't seen a Saturday morning cartoon to the point where like I've been checking out anime as in the last year or two because my oldest daughter's getting old enough and she wants to watch anime. So before she's allowed to watch anything, I have to watch it. And to the point where like Saturday mornings, like I'll wake up early because I still wake up early. I wake up usually around 3:30 or 4 o'clock for my day job every morning. And so on Saturdays, I wake up at 6 before the rest of the house because I sleep in. But it's Saturday morning, so I flip on anime and I sit there and I watch some anime and make sure it's like good for the kids to watch and like because some series they go on and then all of a sudden it's like all right, the kids aren't going to watch that anymore, but like it is. But Saturday mornings are the morning that I'm just like to sit down and watch something animated. I don't know, it's like ingrained as me as being born in the 90s and growing up in the early 2000s. It's just like it's there. So, but no, Truth, Justice, American Way. I loved that. I loved that book. It was an episode of a Saturday morning cartoon for me. I want to see the next episode. I thought it was really good.
Just gotta wait till next Saturday, man.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
Right. I did, and then I didn't get the next book. Anyway. Raving Dad Gaming for $2. Dragon Ball Z Abridged Vegeta. I'm back, bitches. Have you guys seen Dragon Ball Z Abridged?
I saw back in the day like the first couple of episodes, but that's it.
The uninitiated. If you guys have ever seen Dragon Ball Z and you remember a lot of Dragon Ball Z,
I own the entire franchise.
They parodied that show so well. It is it's uncanny the way that they took those jokes. It is hilarious. You've got
transcendent.
That's the word of the night, I think.
Yep. Why did I say that? Why did
that
I say
word
that?
is going to haunt Royce for the rest of his life.
Yep,
I fuck up every stream, and I was
it's not a bad word. It's
not.
No, it's just the chat. Once the chat sinks its teeth into something, it doesn't let go. It's bulldog mentality.
You have no idea. The way that I describe my chat is aggressively supportive. They're here to help, and you'll like it.
The beating shall continue until gratitude is shown.
I was not a fan of that.
I was not a fan. He's just like, I need to get the fuck out of here. Yeah,
like, nope. No,
run,
I'm not doing that.
Run.
Tim Allen, I have a story in my head. Just don't know how to get it out. Mr. Daniel P. Riley, can you help with that?
Why, yes, I can. I have a very large sword right there.
I have a very large sword. Sir, be nice to that story. It's afraid in someone else's head.
I just need to crack his head, then I can get the story out.
There you go.
I'm going to play into this as long as you keep putting it out there.
Thank God at least you're shilling now.
End up being the Dexter of authorship.
Maji Chan for $2. You have the hat, but do you have the seat of power? That's what we call Daniel's chair. That's the lore.
My big yellow chair is the seat of power.
I didn't realize I was going to create lore on tonight's show. That's
Are we talking about the T word?
Yes. Richard. I do see the private message chat.
Okay.
I'm
just kind of like slowly. I'm getting farther and farther.
Dude, I am so bad at checking the private chat on stuff like
We've
this.
also passed the 3-hour mark, so
yeah. I usually jump off at the 2 hour, or hour and a half, depending.
Richard,
so I'm like very, very pumpkin-y, as
thank you for hanging out.
Yeah,
I know.
Thank you guys. I was gonna say it was awesome though, and thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. It was a really good time. And I like have even more questions that I want to ask some other time. So maybe I'll have to send around like a written interview. Yeah. But anyway, so thank you guys. And Anvil issue number 2 is still on in demand on Indiegogo right now. If you would like it.
Sweet.
And or if you would like to grab it, you should do so very soon. I think it'll still be available next week, but it's gonna shut down whenever I take it to the printer and place the order. So that'll be whenever that gets done, it gets done. And let's see here, we've got 3 comics, 4 illustrated stories, and another 7 short stories there in that magazine, which is Halloween kind of spooky themed. So if that sounds interesting, go check it out. So
right on.
Brad.
All right. And if anybody, all of you guys, if you want to have an article or anything like that on ironage.media to promote, just as a parting shot, anytime you want to put something up on that website, you are more than welcome to reach out to me, and we'll figure something out. So
definitely.
Thank you for talking. Everybody have a good night, and adios, chat. Have a good one.
Take care, man.
Have a good night, Richard.
And since he forgot, the Twitter is ironage.media and Anvil Magazine.
Thank you. I was like, he's missing something.
Drunk.
He's missing something. Oh, man. All right, Snow dropped a $4.99 super chat. Did not say anything. Queen. But then also RH Snow, Watcher of the Damned, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody who reads Watcher of the Damned gushes over it. I've not read Watcher of the Damned, but I've also not heard a bad review of it from everyone, even in private conversations talking about it. Like in private conversations, people are a lot more candid. Mm-hmm. Even in private conversations with people, they're like, no, it's good. Well, yeah, but like, what do you? They're like, yeah. Obviously, everything has problems. It doesn't matter. It's that good. I don't even care. Like,
even from a professional standpoint, it's good. It's well written.
Yeah, and not only that, but that woman is a force of nature, and she, in one interview, she lit the fire under the asses of everyone who was in our chat that night, and all of them were like, "We need to try harder tonight." Because of how this woman inspired them.
Wow.
Yeah. That was Iron Age Nights number 18. You can find that on the A Drink with Crazy, the ADWC replay channel.
Yeah, she's awesome and she's super supportive.
She's super, super supportive and just a ball of energy. I almost fired my co-hosts and just brought her on. Like I thought about it.
I mean, it makes sense. All I do is drink.
It's fine. It's fine. I drink and host? Question mark.
Question mark on which part?
Yes.
The hosting part.
All right, Snow for $1. Right. All right, Snow for $1.99. He says, I love you all so much. Go live life on Legendary. And that's how she be. Go live life on Legendary.
That's why she's the queen.
Love that.
Yeah. Joseph Peck. Sheep. Sheep greater than goats. Taste, behave, and look better. Yes, sheep are better than goats, and they do. I love lamb.
You're gonna get a goat, Rice.
I don't want to fucking go. I don't want to go, dude. I know with them. I don't want to. Shut up. I hate. I'm gonna start telling my wife, like, "Hey, baby, you can't talk to the Iron Age people," and she's gonna be like, "Yeah, go fuck yourself." And I don't know what I'm gonna do.
That's
like,
correct.
I don't know. I married a spicy lady, but it's
and
awesome.
you're gonna deal with a goat on your roof.
I don't want to fucking go. I'm not buying it, dude. Truck. For a month, they be like, Royce, you got to buy her a goat. I don't want to buy her. Why would I buy her a goat?
Because it'll be transcendent.
No.
Oh, God.
Damn it.
Because
the transcendent goat.
It'll be. There are some jokes there.
There, definitely, yes.
Oh, fuck.
I'm going to leave him alone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Make sure you collar that thing because it's going to end up like 2 counties away and you're going to need it back.
I'm not buying a goat. Maji Chan for $2. This is when I rolled up the comic book and I was like, yeah, no, you can beat the cat with this thing. Maji Chan sends a super chat for $2. Says, leave the cat alone. I've not beaten a cat with isom.
Yeah, allegedly.
Not allegedly. I've not beaten a cat with isom.
Just specifically not with isom.
Yeah. Other books, maybe.
No.
Concept art book, maybe.
No. I did. I as many cats as I have. When it's 2:30 in the morning and your foot hurts in a way that is not normal, and you get shockingly woken up, cats tend to fly sometimes.
Yeah,
imagine a goat.
Yeah. It's just I love that.
Imagine waking up to a goat on your bed.
I'm not. God damn it! I'm not buying my wife a goat. Why? Why do you guys hate me? I thought like bros before hoes or some shit like that. Like
we don't hate,
but not before goats.
But not before goats.
Not before goats.
What the fuck is
Goats
this?
before bros before hoes.
Goats before.
Goats before bros.
I need that shirt. I need that shirt. Yeah, people would look at that and be like, what the fuck?
I will make that happen.
Oh my God.
I was trying to help independent creators and we got
that's amazing.
Bros before hoes. Got it.
Goats before bros.
Goats before bros. Joseph Peck for $5 says, this comic book, oh God damn it. Give me a second.
He needs a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
he needs some milk.
This comic book has crease quality of 6 cat lives and a tear resistance of 39 cat. Overall durability still being tested. Royce needs more cats. I wonder. That is one thing that I've always wondered. I'm like, I wonder what Eric July would say about me twisting up his comic book like that on stream to be like, hey, you said it was good quality.
He'd probably be like, thanks for the $35. Like,
yep.
Do what you want with it. You bought it.
It's yours now. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Again, I bought one for that and then another one that we don't do that with. I mean, you guys can see here, I've got all the cards up here. Like,
so it's actually $70 and therefore totally worth it.
I think my first purchase, my total purchases from the first campaign were like, it was over 100 because I bought the Documon cards. I bought a signed copy of cover B. I bought cover A. For the second campaign, I only bought cover B, which Ethan Van Sciver knocked that out of the fucking park.
Well,
Holy shit.
I'm sure Eric's happy with it, and you can do whatever the hell you want with the second copy.
Yeah,
yes, he did.
Yeah. Yes, dude, it's so good. Yeah. No, I got it. Right.
Ethan's work is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I did. You pick up his book and you're like, oh, this is why this took 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because it looks gorgeous.
Oh yeah. All right. Oh God.
The craft, man.
Ronan the Crusader comes in, drops $19.99. Says nothing. Just gives me money, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate. I don't know how to react to that.
Paid.
I don't have the swagger to pull it off like Eric July does. Christopher D. Brand for $5 over the pond dollars says, Royce and the Transcendent Piss Pot. What the fuck? Someone make this into a book/comic.
I think it might be too late to add it to Shalar, but we can talk to Maji Chan.
No, dude, she's already written 65,000 words on her first book. Like, it was The Legends of Shalar, by the way, is a meme. Mm-hmm. My chat memed the fuck out of me on one of my Wednesday shout-out streams. And then the chat got my supporters on stream to also meme me. I looked for this book because I do the Wednesday tweet. Hey, everybody, drop your projects. We'll go through all the projects. Then we'll vote for the 4 through all the projects. They had me looking for like 2.5 minutes live on stream for this book called Legends of Shalar. It didn't exist. No, Royce, it's up. You missed it. Why are you? No, Royce, pay attention. No. And then my chat my chat starts this shit, and then my supporters live on stream. Royce, no, dude, scroll up. What the fuck? Dude, you just passed it again. For 2.5 minutes. I was like, you might. And now they're writing the Legends of Shalar.
God.
Yep.
They freaking got you.
Legends,
dude,
legends are,
bad.
They're born.
Bad.
It shall be a thing.
Dude, and now they're writing it. And now, when they go, Royce, you scrolled past the Legends of Shalar. It might actually be a book.
Wild.
Not might, will.
It will.
Absolutely wild.
Yeah, my chat loves me. They're aggressively supportive.
It's what we do.
Show the book cover. What book cover are you talking about? Mike S. Miller. He's down in the chat, by the way. Joseph Peck.
Hi, Mike.
For $2 says, Joseph Peck for $2 says, we even brought up simulation theory at the smoker. I'm not getting into simulation theory, you fuckers. No, stop.
That's a rabbit hole that we should probably avoid at this hour of the night.
No. I'm not.
Not at any hour, Joseph.
It's not nearly early enough to go down that rabbit
hole. Dude,
trail.
I don't like simulation theory. That shit gives me the heebie-jeebies. I just, I don't feel like people say heebie-jeebies enough anymore. Can we bring that back? I don't know. It's fun.
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Sweet. Awesome.
I'll allow it.
Agreed? Okay. Agreed. Motion passed. All in favor? Aye. All right. Cool. Yeah. No. Awesome. Joseph Peck for $2. Chat. You will be owned and be happy, sir.
Joseph's just trying to like
what the
chat up.
Dude, he's just on it tonight. RH Snow.
Seriously.
For $1.99. Buy Rose a goat. I am not buying my wife a goat.
The queen has decreed it must be done.
I hate you all. So
you only have to keep them for a year. You can sell them to the fair. Get one of them show goats.
You can get meat goats. You can get meat goats, and you just butcher them. And people go, hey, you can't butcher the goat. They're your friend. And I'm like, I don't give a shit.
The goat never gave a fuck about
Eat it.
you.
Yeah. I grew up around farms and ranchers. I've butchered and slaughtered a lot of animals. Like I just have. Like I'm one of those guys. I'm like, yes, when the grocery stores no longer carry meat in the store, I will have meat in my garage hanging because I know how to do that. It's a valuable skill.
Me too.
Yeah, I won't have electricity because nobody will, but I'll have meat in my garage.
You'll have food, so
that's more important.
Hopefully,
us artists will just starve to death. All we can do is draw.
No. You gotta make friends with. You gotta make friends with the guy who have the food, and then you guys have to figure out. How to be like a really good social media manager without electricity.
When the apocalypse happens, we all move to Iowa and you're right.
I'm starving is effectively what you're saying.
I don't know. I said figure it out. Why are you giving up? So it's
we can manage the
Andrew's like, I'll just die.
I guess I'll just die. I'm not eating the dog.
Well, I ain't dying.
I mean, I would everybody, why do you have such big dogs? For 2 reasons. 1, you don't want to come in my house. And 2, times might get tough soon. And people are like, oh! And I'm like, shut up. Like, we haven't hit times like that yet. And I hope we never do, but just in case. Again, awkward, right? Yeah, you guys wanted to be on my show.
As we know from our buddy Michael, it's not that bad.
He lives in China. Yep, our buddy Michael lives in China. Good. Hey, actually, an unbelievable writer, too. The guy's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Frederick Gremont for $2 from Canada. Towards the goat fund. I'm not buying my wife a goat.
Oh, there you go. They're paying for it.
Yeah, they're paying
Doesn't even have to come out of your pocket.
Why is the goat thing a thing? I didn't think of it.
Get a lot of $2 donations away from that goat.
I know. I don't need to know. Anthony Rondinelli for $5. Royce, you're a gay Canadian. Buy a goat for Rose. Damn it. And play the Kikoman song.
Kikoman's not even here, and we're still getting requests for the Kikoman song.
I know. Oh my god. I don't know. It's pretty late. We've gone fairly long. I don't know if I'll play the Kikoman song. I don't think these guys want to stick around for the Kikoman song. So, but
3 hours and 20 minutes in. No.
Well, this is one of the longest shows we've had in a while, and it's been a hell of a time. But I guess it's time to do the outros. I guess it's time to part. It's time to part. And with those partings, do your best shills, gentlemen. Don't go light on the shills. If you don't have a shill, I don't know what to do. Just
what's a shill?
If you don't have a shill my book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See. Yeah.
That's what I was gonna do. My book isn't ready, so I'm gonna say that you should go to battlebickroad.com and check out Mr. Weathers' book, because that book deserves far more eyes on it than have already been on it.
I have it up in my browser.
There's a real all-star team working on that project, and the concept itself is just a ton of fun. And guys, if you get it from his website, one-of-a-kind covers.
Yep.
Never been done. Never been done in this space. Get on that. That's cool as shit. You can also get a record. You get a vinyl.
I saw that.
Cool. That's cool. I got the I want. It was effectively the I want it all packed. So the whole bitch.
The whole shebang.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. I do not have a record player. I will have to get a record player specifically for Eric's record.
That's awesome.
I have one.
Thank you very much for doing that. I added a record just so I could business expense the new record player. The whole reason behind it.
That's really smart.
Fuck you, government.
This is a write-off.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. No, but seriously, dude, it looks so good. Again, we actually checked it out last week because Andrew dropped it in my my Wednesday post on the Twix.
Well, thank you, Andrew.
Yeah, no, and I checked it out. I was like, oh yeah, all the Rippaverse guys. I was like, and I looked at it, and the more I looked at it, I was like, wait a minute, what am I seeing? I was like, this is a take on Wizard of Oz, but with gun. I was literally like, that's a Scar L with an EOTech sight on it, and I was like, and that looks like an M14 EBR. I was like, but wait, why does it have a bolt on it? Like, why does it actually have a bolt on like that? That just doesn't look like what an EBR would have.
It's an RS9, actually.
Oh, wait. Oh, no, I don't know that one. Damn. All right, now I gotta look it up.
It's a 388. Gosh, dang it! I'm too tired. I can't remember. But it's an RS9. It's a German. The German army uses them right now, I think.
Precision rifle system, RS8, RS9.
The yes, Battlebrick Road.
It's Hainel. Oh, it's a Hainel. Oh,
Hainel. There you go. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I have seen those before, like very seldomly. Not something that I would commit to memory.
Oh, I just wanted to. I put weapons in their hands that I wanted to draw. I mean, that was what it was. I was like,
what other reason do you need?
It really, they really did take a lot from the M14 platform, though.
Yeah, they did.
Like, I mean that they turned an EBR into a bolt. What round does it shoot? You said 388?
388, I think. But the word.
And we're in the weeds.
Nope, 7.62 by 51 or 308 Win Mag, or oh my God, they've got it in 6.5 Creedmoor.
Well, sounds like you might have to build another shed.
Yeah, I guess need to add it to the campaign as a reward.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. That's the RS8. They've got the basic. There's the compact. There's the subsonic. Ooh, subsonic. Okay, sorry guys. I apologize. Hey, we're talking about guns. Ooh. Dude, 6.5 Creedmoor. Oh, that would be
38 Lapua was the phrase I was looking for. But yeah, that's
the 38 Lapua. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
So that's Scarecrow's baby right there, for sure. But for those that don't know, Battle Brick Road is just Wizard of Oz with guns, like G.I. Joe meets Wizard of Oz meets BioShock. It was kind of like the Division, if you like the Division, that sort of war-torn fallen. Like that was the initial concept for I was playing the Division. I thought this would be pretty cool if it was like Wizard of Oz.
Sounds fun.
But the first book, we did amazing. It took us a while to get there, but we did over $100,000 on Indiegogo.
Nice.
That was over maybe even 2 years of crowdfunding. It took a while to get there, but we did get there, and we got rave reviews, like legitimately great reviews, the kind where people are like, I've been in Comicscape for a while, and I backed hundreds of books, but yours stands out. And people loved the first story, written by Zeb Hatfield, drawn by me, colored by Vinicius Townsend, and lettered by me. We follow Thea Gale on her mission to find her dad, who she hasn't seen in 20 years. He sends her a secret message that says, "Dorothy, I'm here. And when you get here, follow the Yellow Brick Road and you'll find me." And she, might find a ragtag group of badass mercenaries along the way to maybe give her a helping hand. Because she's not a girl boss character. But, yeah.
But she can still be a strong, but she could still be a strong woman character from some of those pieces of artwork that I've seen.
Yeah, she can hold her own, but there are gonna be situations where that she would absolutely have been annihilated if it wasn't for those around her. So,
dude, my wife's not a girl boss, and she's a strong woman.
There you go.
She
in modern comics, you kind of have to say,
she's not a girl, but no, and it's like people are like, oh, I'm tired of the girl boss. I'm like, my wife, you can be a strong woman without being a girl boss. I know. My wife deals with 4 children. She homeschools 4 children all day.
40 chickens.
Yeah, and
chickens.
No, she loves the chickens.
But no goats.
She loves the chicken. I'm not buying a fucking goat. You stop that shit. I'm not doing
One
that.
goat.
Now you got to get 2.
No, I'm not. God,
probably
2 goats.
You don't want the one
and gentlemen.
Battle Brick Road instead.
You don't want the goat to be lonely.
So rude.
Doing it. Raving Dad Gaming for $2. Royce, scroll up in the chat to see you fall out of bed. No, I'm not doing that. Go and check out whimsyland.org for our fantastic man who will drag that poor, abused, homeless, helpless story out of your mind and put it on the page. Why did I not let him?
Awesome G-Sedai stuff.
Yeah, you should do that too. Why did I not let him do his shill? Because he keeps talking about goats, and I don't want to talk about goats anymore.
Look at this picture. Now don't look at it, because there's great.
You know that I do the thing every week, Daniel.
And?
Okay. Guys, you totally don't have to mute during this part if you don't want to.
So we can just try and coerce you into getting a goat for your wife. Right?
I'm not getting a goat for my wife. What the?
2 goats.
I thought you loved your wife.
What?
Start with a pygmy goat.
I do love my wife. I'm not getting my wife a goat. I'm not doing it.
Your wife wants a goat.
Yeah, I'm aware. She wants a lot of things.
2 goats.
I'm not doing. No. What the fuck?
You guys screwed up.
It'll only be the greatest gift of all time.
Now it's 2 goats.
No, the greatest gift of all time was our children, or at least that's what I tell her.
But do the children make an acronym that says GOAT?
Hey, which children though?
Stop it. We're not
4 of them. So
if you get 2 goats, a male and a female, then they could have baby goats. You'll have 2 children.
God.
Yes.
Thank you all so much for being here on Iron Age Nights, and until next time, cheers, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Later.
Oh man. Oh.